Hey y'all, what's up?
What up? It's React and Draw, man. Your two favorite guys talking about the pop culture, talking about the weirdness in the gaming industry, talking about, the positivity, huh, Sean? What about some positivity in this world, huh? We
Positivity.
lost Mr. Rogers years ago, okay? And now it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You are now you're the race swap Mr. Rogers now, okay?
It's a wonderful
The
day.
duty has fallen onto you, okay?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So,
That's right.
oh man, I gotta clean these. But yeah,
Yeah, he was
uh,
always changing into like his like outdoor shoes into like some indoor shoe or something like that. Like he was always Mr. Rogers. I didn't understand that.
he was. I don't know. That was a little.
It wasn't even like slippers or anything. It was straight up like just another shoe. But maybe that's how people were back that day. They were just like really formal, like
Listen, you can't get your kicks dirty. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like today. Like people go into like Walmart and their PJs and flip flops and their 2 day old T-shirt, like buying Metamucil and you know hair care products and things like that. Like that's what people do now in America. It's been a long time since Mr. Rogers is generation.
Right. That.
Now it's just a bunch of ratchet people like running around trying to, I don't know, house free bubble gum from the the Walmart self checkout or something like this.
That is the unfortunate reality,
Yeah.
especially of the
You,
big cities. But
yep,
I don't think Mr. Rogers lives in the big city, so maybe he.
that's true. But you the new Mr. Rogers. You the new like updated version. So like for modern audiences.
Me? Me? I think I need like formal training for that.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe.
But anyway, how's everybody doing? We have Brina in the chat. What's up?
What up? What
All
up?
right.
What
They
up?
sent out the wrong notification. They sent out the wrong no T, but we are here to talk about the Thunderbolts. Okay.
Yes.
Sean has seen what I assume is one of the greatest cinematic achievements in modern day history. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's going to reveal to us tonight, but you never know.
It's the
You might
great.
have a counter opinion.
It was the best MCU film ever made.
Or never made. We're keeping it a mystery till he reveals his final opinion. You know what I'm
Final
saying?
verdict.
The final verdict. Man, he's like a one man Cisco and Ebert. People don't know about that now. Now, people don't know who that is, right? Like,
Cisco and Ebert?
yeah, the youngins don't know about those two guys.
Nah, man. That's like lost information. Uh,
Yeah, it really is lost
Brina, do you
information.
know who Cisco and Ebert are?
Have you heard of them? They were two movie critics. That one was, I guess, a slim person, and the other one was a man of size. Am I using the correct words now?
That was like perfect, like PC editing right there.
Well, thank you, son. I'm trying to win an Image Award this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win like the BET Plus
that, that,
Image
that,
Award right now. I
that
gotta
was perfect.
upgrade my BET subscription to BET Plus so I can see myself winning the award.
Right. Personal size. That's
I don't know if hopefully
I blanked out as soon as
will
you
they claim me enough to get the award? I don't know.
I blanked out as soon as you said Cisco.
Cisco
Cisco.
and Ebert.
Cisco's. My man with the white hair.
Cisco.
Yeah,
Yes,
man
Cisco,
with
the
the
thong
white.
song.
Now
Yes,
I gotta do like get a picture.
Cisco and Ebert.
I gotta get a picture of Cisco and Ebert and put Cisco's
That's
head.
a good meme. That's a good
Oh,
meme. Cisco and Ebert.
Cisco.
It's a
Like
good
only
meme.
only people like I don't know, 38 and up gonna understand what that even means. Yeah, it's Siskel and Eberts. That's what.
Yes, Siskeel, Gene Siskel.
Yeah,
But I do like that Cisco and Ebert. That's pretty good. That'd be a good meme.
Cisco and Ebert. That's pretty good.
Right. It's just like a Photoshop. That dong, the dong, dong, dong. Anyway, Cisco and Ebert were two movie critics that
Hmm.
seemed to have, like, I don't know, supreme power over movie reviews or something. They were the top two critics in America
Yeah,
and probably the
they had
world.
yeah, they had America on a stronghold, and
Yeah,
they were the ones that what I don't know if they invented thumbs up and thumbs down.
they invented the thumbs up,
Oh,
thumbs
they did.
down.
You know what I'm
So if
saying?
they liked the movie, they would give it thumbs up, and if
And
they
they
didn't
like
like
mine.
it, they
They
would
give it
give
a
it
thumbs
thumbs
down.
down. And sometimes they have split decision. One guy would give it the thumbs up, and the other dude, Cisco, the thong
I
song guy,
mean,
would give it thumbs down. And
that rating system for me is not nuanced enough. Hey Jay, what's up?
is
It,
there a nuance system though? It's like I'm trying.
I like 1 out of 10. I know people
See,
like doing like 5 stars
right.
or the 5 stars is okay too.
I guess 5 stars is all right, and people
5 stars
use
is
it.
okay because like you could use like half a star. It's just
Yeah,
like
five. Yeah, go ahead.
thumbs up and thumbs down is like bruh, like it's like you
Harsh,
get
bro, but
yeah, it's like you got no like yeah, like some things that nah, it's thumbs down to thumbs up. That's it.
well, the thumbs up indicated that you'd have to at least like it enough to go pay for a ticket to watch it. Not like you thought was because then you could wait for cable or TV or something.
Well, I
It's pretty
mean,
harsh. It's
yeah,
pretty
it's
harsh. It's
harsh. It's
either
harsh.
pass fail, kind of thing. They use 5 stars. You like a 1 to 10. I prefer even older method. Like there was a critic called Leonard Maltin, and he had a book of like a big book of movie reviews or something.
Mm-hmm.
He only did 1 to 4 stars. If it was really bad, they give it no stars.
1 to 4.
So like no stars is like
So
total
so
garbage.
you
I don't,
so so you like no chance. That's what you like. Like it's
I
just
don't know.
like if you have 4 stars, bro. Like
Yeah, four,
so
four.
so there's no half. There's no half.
You could do half.
Oh,
You
okay,
could
all
do
right, all
half.
right, all right, all right. So long as
Like
you
the
can do
system
half.
was 1 star was poor.
Mm-hmm.
It was very poorly made. Poor. 2 stars was fair. 3 stars was good,
Right.
and 4 stars was great. Those and that's it. That's all you get. No stars is like I don't know. You just film the wall for 5 minutes or something, or the equivalent thereof.
Said, is there such thing as a thumb middle? Nah, they
Nah,
never.
nah,
They
there's
either
no
did
mid.
thumbs up or thumbs down. That's all they did.
That's
That's all they
right.
did.
Thumbs middle is equivalent of thumbs down, I assume.
By the way, this is the only stream in America that's filming right now that you will get information on Cisco and Ebert from two fossils that are talking to you.
Why? Because minority, we don't have to. We don't know about Cisco and Ebert. Is that right? We just go
No,
watch anything. We watch this Soul Plane straight to video. Like, is that what's going on right now? We watch it.
no,
Reboot.
there
Is
wasn't a
that
Soul Plane 2, was there?
there might be. I have no idea. I don't know why wouldn't there be. That's my question.
Oh,
It has
good.
name recognition. They sequelize everything else.
Yeah, they
They made
have.
a belly too, right?
They did. They did. They made a belly too.
Cisco and Ebert were wrong about a lot of things too, by the way. Like they didn't like the thing. They didn't like. I think Ebert didn't like Usual Suspects. Like one of
What?
them was always like off on wildly off
How
on
you hate
weird.
Usual Suspects?
Well,
Whose
that's what
man
he
did?
did. I
I'm
don't know.
talking.
He found it confusing. Something. There was like weird
How
times
is
that
it
they.
confusing? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna crash up.
Here are the weird times. They didn't like the thing. John Carpenter's the thing. Blade Runner. I think Ebert like they give. Well, I think they gave it a thumbs up. I think they gave
My
that one a
man said
thumbs
he
up.
didn't like the Usual Suspects as well. He didn't like the Thing. You know, I still haven't seen the Thing in full. I haven't. I gotta go. I gotta go watch that.
You gotta watch that.
Hold on. Give me a
You gotta
second.
watch that.
I got too much lights blaring in my face right now. But yes,
Like the big stuff, like I don't know. They generally was on the ball, I guess, with like Terminator and stuff like that. They're like, this is great or something. But things like on the edge cases, like it wasn't that great, but it was still pretty good. Like they would give it a thumbs down. They're very, very harsh people.
Hmm.
So we got Neo J's in the chat.
Uh, so, by the way, y'all, if you weren't warned already by the title of this video, I'm spoiling the movie. Okay, I'm
He's
spoiling the
spoiling.
movie. I'm spoiling the movie. So if you want, well, I have a sneaking suspicion that Neo J does not care. He said, because he said he has it. To be honest, I haven't gone to a movie theater in 2 years. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you, I understand. Like, I mean, I've been to the movie theater, but you know what I'm saying? I got a girlfriend, and sometimes you just need a date night. Just watch something, just watch something. But realistically, if it was up to me, I just watched this for fun because let me give a little backstory, right, on my MCU history, which I'm sure y'all are probably actually familiar with. But for those who are going to pop on the replay of this, I quit MCU since Wakanda Forever. It wasn't because of Wakanda Forever, by the way, even though I thought that movie was it's just like it was too much happening, right? I had to deal with what was it? WandaVision, the She-Hulk show, which was terrible. I did not see Thor Love and Thunder. Dan did. He said that was not that he said that was not that great.
I didn't say it wasn't that great. I didn't say it wasn't that great. I said it was one of the worst movies I ever seen. It's pretty unbearable to watch. It's like an endurance test. It's like what they give terrorists to watch when they want to break them for information.
Jack Bob's out here using it
There's a scene
to
where they
get
were
info.
riding some kind of magical goat through different dimensions, and it made like the most annoying sound when it arrived. And they did that joke like I swear it had to be like 5, 6 times. And every time I just wanted to you know, pull a Elvis on the TV, and just
Right.
although I don't have any armaments to do so, so I had to endure it. It was pretty bad. It's what they call a cinematic misfire, a misstep.
Even Chris Hemsworth didn't like the movie, from what I'm hearing. Or,
It was super goofy. It was super goofy.
oh man.
But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Okay, right. So yeah, Ant-Man. Wait, no, sorry, I have to go back before of the things that I saw. I saw Eternals. That was pretty bad. Some people have like that movie or something. Not many, but whatever. No Way Home was it's cool. And yeah, most everything was. I was listen. You can't come after Winter Soldier, after Civil War, after like the first couple Iron Man movies, after Endgame and Infinity War, and then bring me down to Eternals. Like it's so. Then after that, I decided. I don't know what the tipping point was for me, but I was like, you know what? I'm not watching it. It extended like past. It actually extended past Marvel projects. I said comic book titles in general. Like I don't care whatever live action things happening. I don't want to see it. So
Mm-hmm.
I skipped Ant-Man. I
Oh,
skipped the no somehow I think I saw bits of the Flash. And that was terrible. Somehow I skipped the third Guardians of the Galaxy, which I heard was pretty decent, but somehow I still haven't seen that. I skipped this. What was it? The show? What was the show with Nick Fury? Secret War? I can't even remember. I
oh man, I forgot that was
Yeah,
even the
yeah, yeah.
thing.
He had the AI intro.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Excuse me. I skipped Loki season 2. I definitely skipped the Marvels. Black Girl Magic. Yeah, I skipped. That. Yeah, I skipped the Marvels. What was it? Echo. I skipped Echo, and I skipped uh, Captain America: Brave New World, and then Marvel had to get me in my weak spot, bro. And it was the trailer for Daredevil. I'm like, I hate y'all because I like that Netflix show, and y'all gonna make me watch it. So I watched the Marvel. I mean, I watched the Daredevil thing, which I never gave a review for, and that to me is eh. But I will say the actors did their thing. And now we are up to Thunderbolts. So I remember seeing a preview for Thunderbolts, and I really wasn't that excited. Excuse me, I really wasn't that excited. But they had that one cool trailer that they cut. I don't know whoever cut that trailer needs a raise. That person was a genius. And then I was like, you know what? For the sake of entertainment, I'm gonna go watch the Thunderbolts. My expectations weren't like super high or anything. So I'll start off saying this. Okay, I don't want to step on people's toes, but whoever was saying that the MCU is back, the MCU is not back from this movie, bro. Like, it's,
Oh man.
it's not. Thunderbolts. It's like you ever seen like an MCU movie and it just be like, it's alright. That's Thunderbolts, bro. Like, that's Thunderbolts in a nutshell. To be sorry, what were you gonna
but
say?
but isn't that good? It's like, they went from like, what they would call like trash to mid. Isn't that like
Yeah, I would say so. It is an improvement if we want to be technical about it. Thunderbolts is an improvement for whatever was going. Well, I guess perceived because I didn't see the Marvels, but did I really
right?
need to? Like, God, the whole trailer was terrible. Uh, so yeah, I guess they went from bad to mid, and now we're here. Um, and I'll go over it in a second. Let me just read some of these comments. So my breaking point with the multiverse madness. Oh yeah, I saw Multiverse of Madness. I'm like
Yeah, that wasn't that good either.
the Wanda movie co-starring Doctor Strange. I saw that.
Right.
Um,
Oh, and America Chavez too.
oh yes, right, exactly. Characters that like vibe well with Doctor Strange right next to them. Uh,
Yeah, where they told her origin story in like 15 seconds when her mom's blew up after watching a bee pollinate something.
Damn, you good. I don't
But
even remember.
I forget. It was like they were in another dimension and the universe blew up when
Yeah, something like that.
uh, Mary Chavez saw a bee or something. I don't know. It was a little ridiculous.
Something like that. Let me see what else here. Powers in the chat. Boom. What up, man? I said, I meant to say whole. To be honest, I stopped caring about MCU at this point. I don't blame you. After Infinity War and Endgame, everything just went straight to garbage.
Well, they
Yeah.
seem to be very into this multiverse idea. Like, I
Oh,
don't
they
know who
love
came up
it.
with. Yeah, I don't know who. I don't know, I figure like Kevin Feige must have came up with this, or like or maybe he didn't, or he like someone explained it to him. Like, oh, in comic books they have a thing like called the multiverse, where like what if this character didn't die, and what if, and it seemed like I don't know. This is my interpretation. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this is what I think must be going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some nerd explained this to him, and he like said, "Hold the phone. What did you say?" And he's like so enamored by this idea that he made it the full focus of the MCU going forward. Think of the possibilities.
Although, too, also, even if he wanted to backtrack from the idea, it's too late because he introduced it and now he has to deal with it until it no longer exists.
Right.
So it's like it's gotta like it's well to the credit of this movie, until the after credits, they did not deal with the multiverse.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's like they kind of keep dealing with it because like it exists, and now we have a missing character. By the way, may remember him. His name was Jonathan Major Kang right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that plot line is going.
The greatest living actor in American cinema
Right,
history,
right.
Jonathan Majors.
He was supposed. I don't know. So anyway, I guess I'll start with the movie. I mean, I'm not gonna list like every freaking plot point, but okay. So the movie start. I will say one thing about the movie, like they try their best to make have a even though it's super like green and gray, but it has a serious tone to it, which I'm like fine. Which actually, I'm gonna bring up my first gripe. Who scored this movie, B? Like, who,
I don't know.
who was responsible for making the music score in this movie? Because if you're trying to talk about like serious themes of depression and stuff, and I don't know, you got this goofball comedy sounding joint in the background, like you're throwing me, B. You're throwing me. Like I can't do it. Like, I'm not saying like the whole thing was like that, but you have to understand. I'm great. I'm not grading this off a level of. I'm grading this off of Winter Soldier. One, because that was my favorite MCU movie, and two, because the Winter Soldier is actually in it. So, if you're gonna treat that movie seriously, right? I expect anything after that to be treated the same thing. And yes, I know everything after Endgame was not treated seriously, but it doesn't matter. That's how I'm grading it. So it starts off with Yelena over here, who I have to ignore. Looks like a squab. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forget like how small she is.
Well, like the actress herself.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'll go look it up, but you
Yeah.
can continue.
I have no problem with her actually. She's a good actress. It's just I don't know. There were some scenes where I was just like, suspend belief. So anyway, she's going through some missions, and I'm like, okay, it's starting decently or whatever. And her boss is what was her name in the movie? How did I forget the name of the character? It's Elaine from Seinfeld. All right, so
Elaine from Seinfeld shows up. I mean,
yeah, Elaine from Seinfeld.
I'm pretty sure that's what every critic is calling her. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they
yeah,
better
yeah.
remember these names.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna keep calling her Lane from Seinfeld because it's funny. So Lane from Seinfeld shows up and is basically like giving her these jobs, and then she tries to go and reconnect with her father, who Stranger Things man in the back there in the red suit, um, and he is basically just bumming it out. And anyway, she finally gets a gig to go because she wants to kind of be like more in the limelight instead of these like secret ops missions. So she says, so Elaine says, go do this one mission and go do this one mission for me, and then I'll give you like better missions after. So it's Thunderbolt Marvel's Sushi Squad, sort of. Yes, basically. Yeah, so she goes to those excuse me. She goes and does this mission and to follow this character Ghost, who's over here on the on the end over here,
Hmm.
and ends up meeting John Walker, who was the new Captain America, and they're all battling because they all had an assignment to off each other, only to find out that Elaine set them up all against each other because she has like some court case going on where they're trying to like impeach her or something because she's a operative, and I guess she was trying to get rid of like the evidence or something. But they all figure it out. Now, big spoilers here. This image is a lie. This never happened. Or okay, let me be more. It happened, except for she's not there. That's Taskmaster. And the reason it never happened is because in the first encounter, Ghost shoots her in the head and it was over. She was gotten rid of in 3 minutes.
So this is a fake press photo.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, sir. That's not even there. I don't know if yeah, I don't mind that spoiler away. Yeah. I'm spoiling everything. That's why I had to label this. It is labeled that right? It better be. Anyway,
And this is a taskmaster from the Black Widow movie.
that's correct. The
Okay.
the
The female,
incorrect
right.
Taskmaster because it is gender swapped. Now, yeah, it's
You gotta be a real MCU nerd to be knowing who all these people are, right? And to have an emotional attachment to the death of one of them like that early in a movie. It's supposed to be the WTF moment, but it's like, dude, like Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie had like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes of screen time, maybe less.
There's about, and I felt nothing when she got capped. I was just like, I don't think anybody did. Nobody cared about this version of Taskmaster whatsoever. So I was just there like, okay, I think, did y'all do this to be cool, or were you or maybe they're trying to do that so they could bring in like the real Taskmaster later.
Oh, maybe.
That's an assumption. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like they're saying they're gonna bring in the real Silver Surfer
Later,
after this Fantastic Four movie, maybe, and this is some kind of bait and switch. I don't know why they're even doing that in the first place, but you know,
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. Kevin Feige, he runs the multiverse apparently, and I'm not privy to his secrets. So
Dan is right. You got to be a Marvel nerd to care this much. But for Marvel nerds, these aren't even real characters.
yeah, it seems
I
like
mean,
Marvel
yeah,
they don't understand the concept of that they are like more popular characters than others. Like there's such thing as like A-list characters and then B-list characters.
yes.
And it's only when a B-list character somehow becomes popular with the fans that they'll give him a run and being an A-list potentially. But in Marvel, the Marvel universe, they just think like any character they cook up is equal to like Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk.
I think they think that because like let's okay, let's let's think about like the Avengers or like Ant-Man. Like to me, for me personally, I'm sure this is might be the case for a lot of people. The Marvel, when I heard Marvel, I thought of Spider-Man or the X-Men. Avengers was kind of in the background for me. Not that they were B-list, it's just like, think about the X-Men. So the MCU was able to popularize the Avengers, like all of them. Outside of Cap, outside of Thor, and outside of Iron Man, who were the most three popular Avengers, I would say. And the Hulk, obviously. Um then you have, people like they made an Ant-Man movie, and then Ant-Man became a thing. So maybe they thought that, if we could take characters that previously people weren't putting all the way up here, we could do the same for these characters. But I don't listen. The coolest character on the screen right here that has most recognized potential is Bucky,
Right.
and that's only because he was part of one of the coolest MCU movies of all time. And then everybody else here is just like, I don't know, kind of along for the ride. I mean, that's not how the movie presents it, because it mainly follows Yelena, um, and then everybody else after. But let me see the comments here. It says they keep thinking that just because they hit with Guardians of the Galaxy, that they could give the audience anything. That's another one, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, you think about Marvel, nobody was thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
But they made Guardians of the Galaxy a hit. So they think they still got the sauce. The sauce ran out. It dried up. Like they done washed the pot from the sauce. Like it's we're in sauce deficiency. Like so, and I guess this movie they were trying to recapture the sauce. So I'm surprised Kevin Feige didn't get fired yet because of this. Anywhere else they wouldn't let this amount of failure slide. Yeah, man, I don't know. After the Marvels, I mean, didn't that tank like super hard?
Yeah, I think it flopped pretty bad. Even the director, I think, just stopped talking about it and moved on to something else. And I didn't see a lot of press junkets for that movie. It's kind of like Flopzilla.
Yeah, I haven't watched it myself. I don't think I can. Maybe if I was like, I don't know, sipping on some wine or something. No, not wine. I need to sip on beer. Like just out of my mind. I could sit back and watch it for comedy's sake or something. But yeah, I don't think I could. Remember that scene? Remember that scene with the where it was like all three of them fighting and they're like teleporting around and they had the I don't know that song with the rat a tat tat in the background. Once I saw that clip, I was like, okay. I think we watched that on Twitch. I wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare watch it here. Anyway, so they all meet up. Taskmaster is she's over. They take off her mask and everything to show like I don't know the actress' final face, and they're just kind of like arguing amongst themselves. They realize like, hey, we've been set up against each other, and then out comes my man Bob, right? This new character for the MCU, and he is like in a he like kind of came out of a like a encased kind of medical high tech medical bed or something like that. And he's kind of like aloof. He doesn't know what's going on, so they're trying to figure out how to get out of this base that has them in lockdown because it was all locked down. And come to find out, it was a kind of a it was an incinerator of sorts. So yada yada. They find a way to get out of that. They climb their way up. They're telling their jokes. And by the way, during the fight, I'm just like I don't know. I'm trying to like listen. I need to preserve my nerddom at some point because I'm watching a comic book movie. And the first thing that happened was like, freaking US agent like attacks Yelena, and I'm like, he knocks her back a couple times. I'm like, ma'am, you didn't break any bones? Like he's a super soldier. Spoiler, yeah, he took the serum in the show, the Falcon Winter Soldier. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm supposed to suspend disbelief. And then it's funny. I saw somebody talk about this, and it is kind of weird, but I kind of almost didn't care. But they were in an elevator shaft after they got out of the incinerator, and up, it was so below ground that they couldn't figure out how to get up. So John Walker is like, "Let me try," or I don't even think he says anything, and he jumps. Yo, it feel like he jumped like 100 feet in the air because he jumped into pure blackness. And I'm looking, I'm like, I mean, I know Cap is powerful, but I've never seen Cap jump that high. But whatever, I kind of didn't care. It actually would have made more sense if he did like some Mega Man thing where like he was kind of like bouncing walls because they were in a narrow shaft. But hey, whatever. It wasn't a sticking point for me. Somebody just like tried to say on Twitter they were like, how did the Cap need help from Wanda to get a boost up into a 3-story building? Meanwhile, John Walker's jumping like into like I don't know voids unknown. I, but whatever. So they get out and then they get cornered and Elaine comes because she needs to wipe these people out because it's a man ascended. Elaine needs to wipe these people out and they somehow escape in a truck by like taking other people's uniform, but they can't make it out in a clean getaway. So Feeble Bob decides that he's going to get out and be the bait and save them. And then this is the part where we find out that he's like nearly indestructible. They try to, shoot him, and the bullets are not affecting him, and he kind of like flies up in the air. And it was okay. It was an okay flight scene because he was kind of like he didn't know what he was doing, and then he like crash lands, destroys a mountain. And then of course this is alluding to the fact that he is the person who's going to become Sentry. Now this is another part where I had to spend disbelief because I don't know much about Sentry. I read up on him a little bit. But every time I saw Sentry in the comic, Sentry's like, my man he's a towering dude.
Right.
Now I will say the actor is in shape. Like it's not like it's just that his frame, like he's about in as much shape as he's going to be for the role. But then I got to think about everything else. Like I'm pretty sure like every other hero as well, like Captain America and stuff. But I will say I feel like I feel like I feel like some of the other actors had a better build for their role, like Chris Hemsworth and stuff.
Sure.
But it's fine, It's like, all right, I'm not gonna complain about somebody's like body type. It's like that's the actor they got. This is the best they're gonna do. Okay, he got abs or something. Like it'll work. I guess.
Sean's a body fascist. He's
Body fashions.
you're in shape, or else you.
this Captain America must have had the Metroid upgrades. I'm saying. When I say he flew into nothingness, I was just like, whoa, okay. He did a Hulk jump. Yeah. So as I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, okay, they're trying to do like their little MCU jokes, and I'm just like, can you guys stop writing this? Like, literally, can we stop writing this? Like, it. The movie starts off with Yelena being depressed, bro. Which, okay, I understand. Like, I already saw the review saying like, oh, this is a movie about confronting depression. I have no problem about that, but some of it is like on the nose. But I'll get on that later. But like when they try to shove the jokes into it, I'm like, it's like they don't even know. Like, call Joss Whedon back or something, bro. Well, I don't know. He's been canceled, right? Never
Yeah,
mind.
he's been canceled. He
Okay,
was
never mind. Screw that. Get a comedian or maybe just don't have the jokes. Now the jokes are not as bad as like some other uh projects I've seen, but I don't know. It's just like as soon as like they met Bob and they just making a joke about his name being Bob, and I'm like, guys, if you say his name over and over again, it doesn't make it funnier the next time. Like you could play the joke on Bob because Bob is a funny name, like Bob, like like, but I I don't know. There was a way to write it. I'm not a comedian either, so I'm not gonna, sit here and say I know how to write comedy. But I'm pretty sure there is somebody out there who knows how to write comedy that should have did it. And I read something. I don't know if this is true. That Sebastian Stan said he didn't like the joke where the Winter Soldier had his arm in the dishwasher to wash it. He's like, yo, this is not even funny. Like, and of course, my theater wasn't packed, so nobody was like hardly laughing at anything. Maybe a packed theater would have laughed at it. I don't know.
well. I guess this is like the Suicide Squad or one of the games, movies. This is like I guess they're trying to emulate that kind of hero vibe, or Guardians of the Galaxy. They're trying for a James Gunn vibe, and without James Gunn, of course.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's the problem. I mean, James Gunn could do it, but like them doing it, I'm just like, eh.
I so like a superhero or supervillain named Bob. That's funny. That's quirky. It's like millennial quirk humor. Quirk chungus humor.
I feel like
It's like what Joss Whedon would do in an episode of Buffy or something. It's like sort of like being a facsimile of a facsimile.
yes,
Is that the vibe you're going for? Is that what you're saying?
yes, like they right. Like if James Gunn had like oversaw seen the jokes, like it probably would have hit better, obviously. Um, but I think I should mention this too. Oh yeah, Bucky, like I forgot he's the senator now, and he was trying to oversee like Elaine getting he's trying to take her down, and there was like some plot line where he's trying to like uh I get answers from Elaine's assistant. I swear that character was so useless. The assistant cat. I was like, okay, like we only need her for like two scenes. Like she's all over the place, but whatever. Uh, oh, you know what's the most important part about this?
What?
The action. The action. I forgot about that, y'all. I don't remember any of the action scenes like in its totality. All the memorable things that happened in the action were shown in the trailer. So Bucky blocking the car, you know, or you know what I'm saying, like uh, uh um oh my goodness, give me a second. What is the Stranger Things character's name again? It was a red something. Hold on, I've got you right now. Um, Thunderbolts.
Well, the director of this movie, I looked up his filmography, and it's like the first movie he did was a sci-fi drama. So it was an action movie called Robot and Frank, starring Frank Langella, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and a robot servant or something. And then the next one was a, I guess, a young adult novel adaptation romance thing
Mm-hmm.
starring Nat Wolff and Cara Delevingne. and now it's time for his cinematic action debut. I guess the last two projects don't scream like he's going to be the next Chad Stahelski of John Wick fame. He's not going to be the Gareth Evans of the Raid. He's not going to be even the dude who did was Extraction, who
Right.
was also a I think stunt coordinator for the Russos, and
They
that
need.
movie I think was produced by the Russos. Also, this guy is not the Russos, I assume.
Yeah. No.
So
No.
we're getting like he's gonna have to take, I guess, whatever the MCU expert on set. They're gonna take his opinion of what's good or bad.
I mean, there was no action that was embarrassing. It was just
Okay.
there. It was just there, and I'm like, I don't remember. Like, I remember the scenes where like Bucky. It's kind of sad. Like Sebastian Stan is trying to do his combos, and I'm just
Right.
like, yo, fam, this would be fire if like they took this at another angle. Like, he even did the Winter Soldier sword, the knife flip, like flip it to the other hand, and I'm just like, oh man.
I wonder if it's like if you're not an action director, like you make films or whatever, and you're not used to like what's a cool, martial art move or what angle or you know or an opinion on action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't really watch a lot of action movies, but you've seen some of them.
Yeah.
Like, do you go on set and you're like when the stunt coordinator guy, he's tired, he's busy, he's coordinating three other projects at the same time. He give you like his basic thing, and this dude will be like, "Yeah, that looks pretty good," and he's just like, "Okay, we'll stop right there." Like the action guy will just be, "Okay, I'll stop right there. He liked it, so why stress me out even more?" You know what I mean? This is.
Right.
Meanwhile, if it was like some other director who's used to like watching action movies and been a bunch of projects and stuff, and like you get the guy who did Extraction, you try to pull that over on him, he'll be like, "Nah, we got."
If this was
Dang,
directed by the guy who did Extraction, I think I would have had a better time. I ain't gonna lie.
right,
I would have been like, oh snap! Like is this the B team or C team at this point?
right.
This is like the B going into C. I don't know. If we're talking
Talking
about
like
characters list,
oh
like
characters. Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, I guess I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm looking at this lineup right here, and it didn't make me want to go to see it, but you saw it. You saw the film, so
yeah,
maybe they would win you over. So, well, continue.
yeah. So I'm just saying about the action, like it's bland. It's not embarrassing. It's just bland. I know. I'm just and this is heightened by the fact that I recently saw Havoc. Now I know it's not fair to compare Garrett Evans, who did the raid,
Mm-hmm.
to this movie, but I saw Havoc. Okay, like I remember that. Okay, and I'm not gonna talk about that. Y'all should go watch that. By the way, it's on Netflix. But I remember the fight scenes in that movie for sure.
I guess part of the limitation is that these people are real actors and they're primarily just drama actors. They're not martial artists or anything. So in Hong Kong and from back in the days and martial arts films, they can make their movies PG-13 because they're doing a lot of acrobatics and stunt work and extensive fight choreography with their fists. So does it have to be like when you punch them in the head, like a shower of blood comes out and any of that stuff? But you're still impressed by the fact that they're dodging these
Yes,
blows that are coming at full speed to their head and stuff.
right.
But with these actors like Sebastian Stan and Florence Pugh, you know what I'm saying? Like if some like Michelle Yeoh back in the day, like Michelle Yeoh was just like a freaking foot is coming from a full grown man to her head. She can duck it in real time and punch him back. No stunt coordination, no stunt coordinate, no camera work, no CGI.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's PG-13 or the equivalent thereof, it's still impressive.
Yes.
Like you watch a movie like Super Cop or something, this thing is like incredible. It's like,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Even if we want to keep it to MCU, your Winter Soldier exists, B. Like
yeah,
that's all I asked for. I asked for Winter Soldier level, and
right.
like, that's all I wanted. I didn't expect that. Like
But I guess you need like a director that has like a strong opinion of like this looks cool, this does not look cool or something. But if you're like, coming off of a hey, I made a teen drama.
Mhm.
You probably think, hey, this action looking pretty slick. You know what I'm saying? Am I the new John McTiernan? Am I the new James Cameron? I might be. Like, you know, what I mean? Like if I went to like two teen characters talking to each other in a coffee diner to like, I don't know, dude doing like a backflip in a movie, I'd be thinking, damn, bro, am I the next Jackie Chan? And like, am I the next like, like am I the next? Damn.
Now, I want to take something into account here. Just because I'm me, I don't think I'm wrong, but that's because I'm me. Like, I don't know if anybody, I haven't seen anybody talk about this, but I've seen some people say like MCU is back, and I'm just like, okay. Um, and I'm like, I don't know what people's opinions of the action were. Like, I mean, I'm coming off of, I don't know, years of watching action movies. Maybe there's somebody out there saying like, Sean, you uptight, grumpy.
Yeah. Action snob.
Right. And I'm just sitting here like, listen, B. Let me look over the facts. You see this picture right here? There are 3 super soldiers in this picture. One, oh wait, they can't. Yeah, one right there in the middle. 1, 2, 3. So I expect to see something a little blistering, just un poquito, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But look, whatever. They tried. I don't know. John Walker jumped like 1,000 feet in the air, so that was in the dark. Now I guess I was. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, man, horse. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just not. I know it's not memorable. Anyway, sorry, I'm dragging on. So basically, the group of Yelena Redguard, excuse me, John Walker, Ghost, and Yelena, they kind of run from the base that Elaine had them cornered in, and as they're driving away, they encounter her father, who coincidentally finds them in the desert, but I guess he was tracking them or whatever. And Red Guardian adds the obvious lightheartedness to the movie, which I actually don't mind. I mean, you need one goofball character anyway, because everybody else is mad serious. So, and that's John Walker is supposed to be like the the a-hole character, which I didn't mind either, because it's kind of like, if you have another Captain America coming off of Steve Rogers, then he probably should be different. So the fact that it was different, I didn't mind at all. Which, by the way, I still don't know why there's still debate of like John Walker being a bad character. I'm like, yo, there's nothing wrong with this man. He did a good performance. He was the only good thing about the Winter Soldier and Falcon show, to be honest.
I don't know. Maybe they need to like minimize him to make the real Captain America, whatever, Sam Wilson, cooler. Like, they just like diminish him.
I guess
to big up the other guy. Is that the idea of it?
I don't even know. But they gave him some backstory. So yeah, during this whole movie, they're trying to go through the themes of depression, which is fine, because your movies are supposed to, and your stories in general are supposed to have a theme. But sometimes I would expect those moments to be the quiet parts when the characters are sitting down. But like
Yeah.
So after the four characters meet up, they're being chased by Elaine's men, and here comes Bucky. Now this is a scene that could have been cool, because he's now trying to track down to see what Elaine is up to, and what, like, he views Red Guardian and Yelena and Cap and Ghost as evidence to get her indicted and all of that. So he takes down there's a car chase. He takes down the jeeps that are following them, and he uses the same kind of disc frisbee explosive thing that he used in the Winter Soldier uh, um movie. Which, by the way, if I was there or looking at the director, I'm like, yo, bro, listen. This is the first action scene with Bucky. If you want to really make it cool, film this in cool angles, and then in the hint of the background, you could have the Winter Soldier theme kind of like sip in. It doesn't have to be overt, because it'll like nostalgia points or something, right? But they didn't do that, so missed point there. Then he kind of blows up their car. They then he has them tied up in a base, and this is the part where I was just like, okay, I understand this has a theme, but they're arguing with him like, yo, she tried to have us killed, and Bucky's like, what are you talking about? And then he gets a call from they're arguing, and Bucky looks at John Walker. I guess a Red Guardian's trying to say like, oh, let's all take him down, and then they're all saying like, oh, we're nobodies, we can't do anything, basically, and they're on the emo joint, and he's arguing with John Walker. Bucky's arguing with John Walker, and I forget the actual line that John said to him. Bucky just looks at him and is like, yeah, that's why your wife and your kid left you, and I'm like, good lord, bro, like, good grief. Did you have to say that in front of everybody?
Dang.
Like, yo, if I was John, I would have like, cause he had him like, like a metal rod, kind of like holding him, cause super soldier.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I would have broke that somehow and punched my man in the face, bro. Like, ain't no way. Like, that joint was uncalled for. Like, guys, I know you're trying to make this the press Vengers, but like, that argument could have came out a better way. Okay, for instance, there's a scene. By the way, does anybody care? I'm about to spoil the last Daredevil season for a tiny bit. Y'all could let me know in the chat. Let me just read the comments. Although we reached Dollar General Avengers at this point, better watch out for them Dollar Tree and Dollar Place Avengers. They'll really pack a punch.
It's true. Even though this movie is like, oh, that's the gag of it, that's the intent. Like they're doing the dollar store Avengers as but it's their time to shine. Like they're like the B characters' time to shine. But we've been getting B characters ever since Endgame.
Yes. Well, I guess this is different because these are characters that don't have a good track record.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. Not like that. Not only are they not well known, they also have done bad things in life, like Bucky. Which I guess they didn't play up Bucky's like past here, which is fine actually because he kind of already worked through that in the show, and I'm kind of glad they didn't because I'm like he don't need to keep torturing himself at this point. But I guess there was a point in the movie where he relates, like, guys, I understand you, I get it, like yeah. So okay, on to Daredevil. There's a scene in Daredevil where where Matt confronts Frank, and I guess it's because they're really good actors and they had a decent script, but they were like yelling at each other, and like the Punisher Frank, he just looks at Matt and he's like, yo, what do you really want? He was like, nothing. I was just trying to find out, like, he was trying to find out something about a case, and he throws in his face that Foggy is gone, and Matt kind of just breaks down and they kind of yell at each other. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because it was a way better written scene to bring up some of these traumatic past because they were already in the middle of a yelling match. The way the Winter Soldier just looked at him and said, yeah, that's why your wife left with your kid. I'm just like, bro, what? Like, excuse me? Like, beer, no build up? Like, you just
damn.
like I'm supposed to go, oh, and I'm just looking at him like, yo, Bucky, you a a-hole, bro. And then Yelena's just looking at John Walker like, oh man, I didn't even know that. And I'm like, Yelena, I'm with you because my guy did not even have to say all that, but okay. I don't know. It was just like, I could tell like the writer's just trying to hammer it home. I'm like, okay, there's a thing called subtlety that you guys could use. You might want to try it sometime. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so now it's time to go after Elaine, who has Bob in captivity, and this is where she tries playing psychological mind games with him, saying like, oh, you're part of a project that you're supposed to be special, and you're special. Don't worry about those other guys. They were criminals anyway. They're not your friends, and he's a fractured person. Now I had to look up Sentry, and apparently, from what I'm gathering, they actually did portray Sentry in a decent light. Um the way they had that actor play him. So I was like, okay, uh,
Okay.
yeah. I was like, he's kind of my man's. He's disturbed. You know what I mean? He's all over the place. He can read people's minds. He was digging into their past, which I guess makes it easier for the plot points to hit. Because we saw earlier in the movie, like how John was getting yelled at by his wife and babies crying in the background, and you know, Yelena's past and all of that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So by the time the rest of these guys, who are now all grouped together, minus Taskmaster, who's in this picture for no reason, then they're fighting a bunch of like guards to get to the top, and I think it's about this part in the movie where I started like really fussing about the action because I'm like, look, this is a movie, right, where your main antagonist is also a hero and he's unstoppable. That means that the henchmen are literally just henchmen. They're military guys. Like I said, I watch Havoc, so now I'm expecting some cool, you know, choreography, and I'm just getting like, I don't know, people get hit in side view. I don't.
Are they playing like a one of those ironic
No,
songs? Like they
no,
play with a happy song at
no, no,
the.
no, no, no. They didn't do that. They didn't do
Oh,
that. But the score wasn't exciting either. So I'm just sitting there like not hyped. I'm just
yeah.
I'm just like, all right.
Well, at least they didn't do that ironic
No.
song playing during action movie stuff. 'Cause that stuff's getting old, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
like when they're playing, some guys
Kingsman.
doing karate kicks, and then they play all by
Yeah,
myself, and
yeah.
I'm just like, oh yes, we know,
No, they
we
didn't.
get it.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I don't think It's funny because they were trying to put jokes in the movie, but I don't think the movie had a tone enough for them to do that. Do a scene like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like from this still. It's wacky enough
No, it's not.
aesthetically
Yeah, it
to
wasn't wacky enough.
right.
That's why the jokes when they did and they missed, I'm just like, y'all could have just kept the jokes out. I ain't gonna lie. Like you could have limited that a little bit. So they get up to the top of the tower, which is this scene right here, without Taskmaster, and this is where they meet Bob, who's now in his Sentry suit, and he still got his like personality. Bob's kind of a gullible, nice guy, and Lane's telling her to like, oh, stop them or something, and then by the time the media comes, it'll be like I made the superhero that stopped these criminals or something like that because
Right.
and Bob is just like flinging around. They literally cannot hurt this man whatsoever. He bends Captain America's shield, John Walker's shield, and it's a bad time for them. They kind of just go down in the elevator, and then I guess this is where it's time. They just admit defeat because there is no way for them to defeat Sentry. And it's funny because I remember seeing the trailer with the Void, and he's just like that was a cool part of the trailer, by the way. Where he's just like turning people into dust, like shadows.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That part of the movie was cool. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, how you fighting him? Y'all need Thor or something. Like y'all, like, y'all need Captain Marvel. Like who's y'all? I got three super soldiers, a woman that could phase into walls, and Yelena. What's she gonna do? Hit him with the electric bolts in the fist? I was like, no, that's not. So yeah, they did nothing to him, my man. Actually, she did try that. She tried to like chokehold him or something, try to get into his humanity. But I guess they just like this took place in New York. Funny enough, saw my greatest locales, and they just kind of disperse. And Yelena has a whole thing with her father and saying like, oh, you didn't talk to me after my sister passed away, blah blah blah, all this that and the third. And they kind of they kind of make up, and it was well acted. It was just kind of funny because, but I guess in this world it doesn't matter, like because they're talking about this in the street, and like Red Guardian is wearing exactly what you see him wearing here, and I'm just like, so nobody's stopping to look at like, yo, my man's. But I guess it doesn't matter, like because New York already got destroyed by in the first Avengers movie, so I'm just gonna have to not care about that point. So it's like putting a fight against a hydrogen bomb versus a bear. Literally, literally, like literally. Sentry has definitely been the most OP person, the most overpowered person that has ever been in MCU. Like, I was just looking at it. I'm like, what are y'all even going to do with this character? Like, what?
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because I think the comics are similar. Because since Void and Sentry are the same person, he kind of just has to lock himself away or something. Says it should have taken place in random ATL Waffle House in the hood, and that probably would have been funnier to be honest. So you practically get the same price, right? So anyway, at this point, like Elaine, like her character is very narcissistic, and she thinks she can control everything. So this she implanted like a kill switch into Sentry, which I mean, yeah, obviously because I don't even know why you would make something like that. Like I know we've had the whole thing with like, oh, let's make the secret agent, the secret character. Like, listen, it's one thing to make Bucky or make Steve Rogers or make John Walker. You do not make the Sentry for fun. Like you don't make a being that could destroy the planet, but hey, they did it. It was in the comic, they did it, so did it. So she hits the kill switch because he started confronting her like, well, if you say I'm a god, well, I gotta listen to you. It's like, why are you making me do these things? Why are you making me fight my friends? You know, yada yada. Actually, I don't quote me on why do you make me fight my friends. But I think he did feel bad about it because, you know, he met up with them and they were nice to him. So she hits the kill switch, and then I knew at that point in the movie because it's kind of predictable, like that when he woke back up and he became the Void. And I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty cool. Like, cause it's like I know y'all seen in the trailers where he's just like a black shadow and he's got these little tiny white dots for eyes. It's pretty unsettling, you know. And that's the part where he starts going buck, and he just like there was a scene like you know there's stuff going on and debris is falling and the team is coming back together after trying to walk off from the fight and they're helping people like from getting hit by the debris and the cars and the trucks. And then like Red Guardian saves a child, and he's like smiling at her, and then all of a sudden, poof, and I was like, holy crap! I was like, yo, did they just erase the child? I was like, nah, you know. I mean, that was an intense moment. Uh, but you know, it kind of reminded me. Well, not on the same level. If you, damn, what was that Transformers movie? The one with Mark Wahlberg in it?
Yeah, it was Transformers Age of Extinction.
Yes. And his buddy kind of caught it.
Evaporated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my man just turned into like stone or something, and I was like, whoa.
Right.
I was like, good grief.
In the Transformers movie, Dark of the Moon,
Mhm.
the third one, I think they were zapping people into dust too. Like
Oh man.
War of the Worlds, they zap people into dust.
Yes. Oh, War of the Wolves was insane. I forgot about that. That was pretty intense too. The best of PG-13, you know.
Right. You don't need to be super bloody sometimes. You just
Yeah.
have to be
Sometimes you
inventive.
just like that's pretty intense. So I just like demolecularize. That's not a word, is it?
Could be.
Evaporate rather. So yeah, we're getting there to the end of the movie, and you know they are trying to save people, and Yelena gets the bright idea to stand in as the Void is doing all of this because he's lost his mind now, and the Void is basically his depression. I guess that's why they revolved the movie around depression because his depression led to this other side, which basically tells him he's alone, nobody likes you, whatever, and he just starts wiping out New York, and you just see a shot of New York, and everything is just like covered in black. It's pretty cool. Said so. The Void is Doctor Manhattan, kinda, except Doctor Manhattan would like is not neat, you know. Like he will dismantle you into like bloody chunks, so it's a little different. This one, you just become like a complete shadow, like on the floor, like you didn't exist. It was like take your body, and then like you just turn into like black smoke. I'll show you an image of it later. So Yelena gets the bright idea to just let herself be overtaken by the void's. I don't know what to call it. His evaporation shadow powers, and then Red Guardian, her father, is just like, you know. And it was at that moment I realized, like, oh, so when you get, like, obviously when this thing happens to you, you're not exactly, you know, dead, because there was no way that they were gonna, you know, off Elena, like that wasn't happening. So basically, what happens is they get thrown into like their worst past, and the worst things that ever happened to them in life, and she had to overcome that. She finally meets up with Bob, who's like stuck in a little room. It's very psychological, and she's trying to tell him to stop, and you know, she's trying to hold him and everything. And I guess the rest of the Thunderbolts decide that they're going to do the same thing. So when his world kind of starts going crazy, and that part was kind of cool, but if you had told me to do that scene personally, I would have made it look like the Cell.
Well,
I know you can't do that as a PG-13 movie.
yeah. You can't explain what the Cell is. I mean, like the
Oh, the
Jennifer
Cell,
Lopez
yeah,
movie.
yeah, the Cell with Jennifer Lopez. It's a crazy movie.
It's underrated. I think like it kind of had a mixed reaction when it came out, but I think people warming up to it nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. The visuals were insane in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
so my question is, do they even know the range of his powers? They didn't. But that's what makes him terrifying, because they had like they as characters, which I guess qualifies them now as heroes, because they kind of just jumped into the middle of saving people without knowing if they were going to get turned into freaking shadow dust. So nobody knows the range of his powers, including the Sentry. Says agreed. I was wondering how they're going to win this fight against one of the most powerful characters in Marvel history. No facts. So I'm looking at the screen like, so how are we doing this? So I kind of had this part spoiled for me already, but this is a spoiler trailer, so I'm about to spoil for y'all too. They basically they go into they get to let themselves be undertaken by the shadows, and like I said, they uncovered their darkest past. We only saw Yelena's past, and it was a scene that was kind of funny. Like they all eventually get to the place in Bob's mind or Sentry's mind where he actually resides. They all make it there to save Yelena and Bob himself, and then the Winter Soldier gets in there, and I think somebody asked him, I forget who, was like, "What did you see when you were out there?" He was like, "Oh, whatever I saw was great. I have a great past." He didn't say it exactly like that, but it was kind of funny, because they just kind of, like I said, they glossed over Bucky's past because he dealt with it already. But I guess it was a nice little shout out to, like, yeah, I kind of got rid of Tony's parents, and did a whole bunch of bad things. So basically, then it teleports into another room, and it's the Void versus Bob, like his two split cells, Shadow him versus regular him, and they're trying to help him defeat him, and he has total control over this world, like Freddy Krueger, because it's inside his mind, or I don't know how to explain it. And he starts trying to beat up the Void, but as he's doing it, he's turning dark too, and that's what the Void wants. So like they were kind of trapped. Yelena gets free, hugs onto him, and then they all hold on to him. And I guess the theme of the movie is that everybody feels like everything that they've done bad in their past means that they should isolate themselves from the rest of the world. But together, even though they've all done it, bad things, they are not isolated. So script wise, it actually wasn't that bad. Script wise, it was okay with some shoddy dialogue and very standard visuals. And then so basically, they take a hold of Bob, and then when that happens, all the shadows lift, everybody comes back to life, including that little girl. And yeah, everything is good. Then the crazy part is Bob does not remember this. He remembers coming out of the vaults. He remembers the beginning of the movie, but he does not remember flying up in the air and turning everybody into dust. Uh, which whatever, man. Like, but he does know that he has to suppress the Sentry. So then they finally
Yeah.
find Elaine, and there's some weird scene because she had called the press before. So I think this scene was like kind of coincidental. She was trying to get like airlifted out of there, so she like runs behind like a Red Guardian's like, I'm a killer. And he's like, no, you can't do that. You know, it's whatever, lighthearted scene. And then they kind of go behind. She go ducks behind some kind of like drapery or something on the street, and all the press are there. And then she looks as the rest of the Thunderbolts are like staring over her, and she's like, "Hey, see, you guys didn't know what I was doing. I was getting together the new Avengers," and then, like,
Mhm.
and they're all looking at each other like, "What?" So she just tried to play it off, even though she was about to go to jail. And then Yelena whispers in her ear, like, "We own you." And then the movie kind of just ends, and then you see Thunderbolts turn into the new Avengers. Now, I just want to clarify something here. I know there were some people trying to say, like, when they were removing that the poster tape to reveal the new Avengers, they thought it was Marvel just on a that Marvel was on like some kind of panic mode.
Right.
So they'd be like, "Oh, listen, maybe let's get people to watch it." That was not the case. That was not the case. That was baked into the movie.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it that one. They should have let that cook for at least another week, to be honest. But hey, after credit scene, it shows like they are in the Avengers Tower now, and for some reason, even though he's not in the scene, they're trying to be like Sam Wilson is trying to sue them for the title of the Avengers. I don't like why. Like, Sam, you don't even have a team, Sam. Well, I guess him and I didn't see Captain America Brave New World, by the way. So I don't know if like the Red Hulk is still chilling with him or something. I don't know what happened with the Red Hulk plotline. But
Hmm.
I'm just like, Sam, where's your team, bro? Does he have a team? Is there a team I don't know about that he has? I don't know. I have no idea. But he trying to sue them. He trying to sue them for the thing, and that was the funny part. And then Bob's in the corner. And he's like, "Oh, we need to," like trying to tell him like, I guess to use his powers, but he's afraid to use his powers. So I guess Bob is essentially useless for now. Uh, and then the second end credit scene is them looking at space, footage of space, and then a ship like warps in, and it's the Fantastic Four ship, which I guess is a spoiler for the Fantastic Four movie.
Right.
I
Because
yeah,
because that movie takes place in the '60s, and I
yes.
guess they're saying eventually they're going to get out of the '60s and into our universe, our time, and
I don't even think it was a. I don't even think it's another time. I think it's a whole other like universe.
universe.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yes,
multiverse.
yes, the multiverse once again.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that's Kevin Feige's baby.
right. I feel like there was another end of credit scene that. Wait,
My goodness, there's like three ending credit scenes.
no, wait. I thought did
There's
I
the
just?
end credit scene was like the Fantastic Four one.
I think what I just described was the entirety of the Fantastic Four scene. Wasn't there another? I don't know, but yeah, that's the movie. That's the movie. What's say here? Wow, that was anticlimactic. Did they call this movie Return to Form? I'm pretty sure mid is the newest word for amazing. Say what up, y'all? Man, this movie was disappointment. Taskmaster looked generic AF in it. Desert action scene was a cheap ripoff of Terminator. Movie goofy jokes don't work. Agreed. So yeah, I seen the movie. I seen it. I did not hate the movie. I was definitely not hyped for the after this movie. I was just like, well, I don't know. They took a camera and pointed it at something.
And you watched it. It's like a child on his iPad or looking at one of those mobiles from the crib. They move around and around in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Sound and noise happened, and you went and watched it. It was a movie of the year, right?
It was one of the movies of all time.
Right. One of the movies of all time. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Oh,
Final rating. Final verdict.
give me a second. I think I'm gonna have to say a 5 on this one.
5, just average.
Yeah.
Just flat 5, guys.
Like it wasn't like it wasn't like it. It wasn't like it was like, yo, this is horrible. Like it was not horrible. It's just
No.
like I just when I see people talk about MCU is back, and I'm like, MCU is not back. Be like, oh, not for me.
Crazy.
I just I guess they say MCU back because like it didn't embarrass itself. I'm like,
Well, I
okay.
mean, there you go. That should be in the title, above the title of the poster. Like, MCU did not embarrass itself. Put your credit quote in there. Sean from React and Draw did not embarrass itself.
It didn't embarrass itself, bro. But and even okay, so it was anticlimactic at the end, but I'm gonna give him the pass. I don't know how else you beat Sentry, because
Yeah.
these people on the screen right here got no firepower. Like we got 3 dudes here who can punch a hole through a wall and hold up a hefty amount of weight. That's about it. It's like it's like having Spider-Man fights Sentry. Like, yeah, that's not going to work, bro. It's not going to happen. I know the Hulk fought Sentry, but that's the Hulk. I mean,
Right.
my man gets like stronger the more angry he gets. Like, so that's the thing. Oh, by the way, there was some scene where like Walker's like saving some people from a big, huge slab of like freaking uh concrete, right? So he's holding up, he's struggling a little bit. And who comes into frame to help him, bro?
Who?
Yelena. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Move. Can the humans please move aside? Move. And then of course the rest of them come in because it was supposed to be like them, one of those moments where we're all chipping in to help or something. I'm like, no, let those 3 guys deal with that. I just thought that was kind of silly, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. So I have an ignorant question. In the comic books, did Black Widow ever? I've heard there was like some incarnations of Black Widow that had a slight bit of serum. Now I don't know if
Maybe. I can't remember. How about the movie? When are they learning how to do, like, I don't know, super secret society Russian kung fu or something? And
yes,
that's
yes,
what
yes, yes, yes.
the
So that's what
Taskmaster is training these women to do. So do they have, like, were they on steroids or something, or whatever? Like,
I can't see. I gotta rewatch it, but okay. So I'm gonna take back my last comment on the stone slab until I go research to figure out if Yelena possesses any type of superhuman ability. But I know what if there is any, it gets trumped by Walker, Bucky, and her pops for sure. That much I know, cause she ain't them, and you know, and the other girl, Ghost. I mean, her power's cool because she has like a cool outfit, and she's like
right.
phasing through walls, like So I didn't mind her at all. Um, but yeah,
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
also, I appreciate the fact that this movie had to remind people that Bucky doesn't just have an arm because I'm telling you, in the Winter Soldier and Falcon show, I feel like they nerfed Bucky. That's how I personally felt. I'm like, yo, what is my man doing? Like, what is happening right now? But like, Bucky has a conversation with the Red Guardian. And he's asking like, oh, what type of serum did you get? And he's like, oh, I don't know, the normal kind. And then he's like, yeah, I got we made a mine in Russia or whatever the heck he said. So I'm like, okay, so just that we remember, like Bucky can actually probably jump off a 5-story building and be okay. Like please reestablish this because he did it in Winter Soldier. But probably more stories than that to be honest. But yeah, yeah. So mid.
Mid. So there you
Mid.
go. Yes, all right. Anybody in the chat says Clarence Price says forgettable mid out of 10. By the way, anybody in the chat, feel free to give this video a like.
Right, because we're not trying to be mid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we're trying to rise up. We're trying to have people watch the stream, and every like helps us advance in the algo.
Right.
So any likes would be appreciated. Subscribe to the channel
Please
to
do.
know when we come on next. Hit the bell for notifications, all that stuff.
Right.
Now, with that PSA out of the way, there was an announcement, right? Like about a potential X-Men director coming to the forefront, right? There was
Yeah.
a
You told me about this right before stream, so I guess I'll take a look at it.
right.
Lord.
That's right. I sent it to in messages so you can scoop that up. But are we in superhero fatigue? I think we're a little bit in superhero fatigue because, like, well, right now we have what's next up, right? Is it Superman
Yeah.
and Fantastic Four?
Yeah, here you go.
You know what's funny? Now that the Superman, oh, go ahead. Oh, here we are. Here it is. It says Thunderbolts director in early talks to helm X-Men movie for Marvel. So there you go, Sean. It's happening. Do you think they're gonna get him? Do you think they can, sort of pull him away from his busy schedule? He's getting all these offers now to get him to direct the X-Men movie. You think he'll turn it down and say, "I'm too good for this, Chief"? Remember all these years they were talking about, yo, with the MCU gets X-Men, forget it. They're going to get the big time directors on this one. You crazy?
Yo, my brother, they didn't even have to do that much. All they had to do, and it's literally so simple, all they had to do was give X-Men to the Russo brothers.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
it.
weirdest.
Like,
It was so weird. I didn't understand. I didn't. He got Feige loves the multiverse. He loves his Loki time variant. Once he heard about that thing, forget it, bro. He made that the center of his entire universe. And Kang, Jonathan Majors, they're gassing him up like his little monologue in the Loki show where he was acting like a little. I don't know what you would describe it as, some kind of scientist scamp character. Like, so annoying, bro.
who's more annoying, him or Batman v Superman Lex Luthor?
I guess
Gotcha.
Lex Luthor. I guess Lex Luthor, because that is so terrible. Like, the red capes are coming.
Oh, oh.
At least Jonathan Majors didn't think he had catchphrases.
Right. True.
I know that's a big thing about his canceling. They're saying like, oh, she set him up. It's a big, there's like controversy in Black Twitterverse or whatever. Like, but now that the heat around this actor has died down, can we at least like objectively have a look on his performance? Like, was he really all that? Like, I mean, like that scene with Thor, remember, like the whole thing with Loki, they're like him and female Loki, went through all the universe, blah blah blah, and then they go into a room and find this guy, and I don't even know who he is. Like, what villain are you, buddy? Later we find out he's Kang, but it wasn't even announced in that show what he was. And it's just him. He turns his chair around and he's like, "Oh, hello." I'm like, "Oh, you're the dude from Lovecraft Country who, before this, told me he was the greatest actor in the world from that, and that was the greatest show of the year, and then it got canceled." Anyway, so he does this like little, I don't know, monologue, acting like he's a little scampish, impish character, like quirked up like scientist guy. Like, oh, it's Loki.
I don't know why they.
I don't know. He's
Who
trying to
gave him that
subvert.
direction?
I don't know, bro. I don't know where he got the inspiration for this character, bro. He was. It seemed to me like he was acting like uh Lex Luthor from the Zack Snyder Superman movies.
We'll have a buddy team of comedy with Kang and Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh, thank you. The spider has entered the chamber. I don't know. I don't know what kind of like nonsense he was talking about,
I
but it was
forgot, but that sounds about right. I'm
oh,
gonna just think.
delicious. It was just like this corny, like. And then I was like, "Oh God, I can't take this." And then I go online and like America has decided this dude's the next Denzel off of that performance. I was like, I'm out of touch. I'm packing it up. I
They
know
out of
nothing.
touch. Ain't no way.
I'm deleting.
Ain't no
I'm
way.
deleting everything. I don't know anything. And delete the channel. Delete. I know nothing about. They said he was a genius. Yeah. It's just like this is so lame.
I don't know.
America loved it.
They thought it was the bomb, bro. I don't know. I'm just thinking about things that people love now. Like, the
Right. And now that he's Me
MC.
Too, now everyone's like, hey, whatever, we can get somebody else. And it's like, I thought we lost America's generational talent. And he's not a bad actor. I saw him in the Creed movie. He was okay.
Oh yeah, Creed 3.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying like the way they were talking about it was like, holy shamoly. Move over, Denzel, move over. Like, I was like, well, slow down. Like this guy did a
So now
monologue.
he's out, right? Like he's out.
Right. He's
Now
out, right.
now we're dealing with Iron Doom.
Right.
Doom Man, whatever you want to call him. This is a ridiculous decision of all time. Yo, all they had to do was get Mads Mikkelsen to play to play Doctor Doom, bro. Like I don't understand, but whatever, bro. They're exhausted. This headline exhausts me.
Right. So this dude, I mean, who would you get to direct this X-Men movie
X-Men.
if you had a choice?
If I had,
See, the thing is about Disney is that they want people who just follow whatever direction they give them. They want a director that is just good enough to know how to work with the actors and give them their motivation and whatnot. But they have their own like first unit director and second unit director and their own action director and their own like they tell them what camera to use and everything. It's almost like the director's just a paid babysitter, for the most part. So I don't know if they do well with, I don't know, visionaries or something. I don't know. Like I guess like James Gunn and Joss Whedon were like the last couple guys, maybe Favreau, who only directed comedies up to that point, but he still directed the first Iron Man. So
right.
it's like, oh, he directed Cowboys and Aliens. I forgot, but anyway, no one remembers that. But
I never even saw it.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess I don't know. This is on par with what they usually get. It's whatever. Like, I mean, who would you have gotten to got directed? Like, who's a visual stylist? The Russos would have been the ones, I guess, because they should have just made the X-Men the focus of the entire MCU after Endgame.
All right, I'm gonna say
and gave it to the Russos, but
I would have said the Russos. See in the comments said you still want the Russo brothers with their TikTok Hercules and Electric State. Well, I know the Roosters are not gonna fumble on an action scene. At the very least.
I think that should have been their next project immediately after Endgame. I mean, they could have taken a break or something and came back to do this. But it seems like after Endgame, every person in Marvel that wanted to like find themselves artistically or something, like Chris Evans was like, I'm going to go be a real actor now. Goodbye, Captain America. And then he went and did some movie on Apple TV with Anna de Armas, some comedy that nobody remembers.
Yeah.
And then we didn't hear from him until he played the mustached villain in The Gray Man, another Russo joint. And they went to find themselves too,
Yeah.
As directors. They were like, oh, we're going to be... And I don't think they're making a Gray Man 2. I don't think that's going to happen. Like,
oh, and then he came back for Deadpool and Wolverine.
What are you talking about?
Chris Evans.
Oh yes, yes, in the comedy role, right? He'll only do it if it's like a cameo, because he's busy off doing something important. I don't know. So, somewhere in some other
I be looking at my
universe,
man. So you're not Captain America because
you're busy winning Academy Awards or something. You know,
well, that's not happening. So
no. It's like,
unless you win an Academy Award, I don't know about.
yeah, you figure after that movie, you get the pick of the litter, right? You can just show up in any kind of, he could be in a Brutalist or one of those Academy Award winning movies. But I don't know. He's retired. Maybe he's just retired. They paid him like $1 zillion, so he's like, I don't got to do crap. He doesn't need to work out and take steroids anymore. He can just like relax.
It says here, this is a very short article. I don't even want to read it.
Also, the Russos, they directed a movie with Tom Holland about like he played some kind of veteran who had PTSD and he became a bank robber and taking drugs and stuff. And it's supposed to be like a dramatic departure for the Russos and Tom Holland. And the movie got like really bad reviews.
Oh boy.
So I think it kind of like, I don't know, jacked up the Russos a little bit. And
who could do X-Men? I got a hot take.
And Electric State, like they mentioned in the chat, like the thing had like poor reviews. But I don't know, maybe they're just really good with the MCU, you know? maybe they can find the magic again.
I got a hot take as long as he's not writing it.
Who?
Zach.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that Man of Steel didn't have cool scenes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like superhero antics goes.
Yeah, it's like, look, he obviously can work a green screen.
Yeah.
The action is pretty good, even in those movies that are on Netflix that are kind of hard to get through. Those
I didn't see that joint at all. I know what you're talking about.
It's so memorable. Like
his fake Star Wars joint.
Yes. What was the name of that? Can somebody chat help me out? What was the name of that movie?
Oh my goodness.
Oof. Maybe you should direct this. I can't remember. He made two of these things and director's cuts for both.
Oh my
and I still can't remember it.
Are they 4 hours long?
Practically. I saw the first one. I didn't finish the second one. What was the name of that thing?
See, I could say something like Garrett Evans, but I feel like he'd come on there and he'd just feel like I can't do anything, because he's very visceral. So I don't know if I could put Garrett Evans on something that's PG-13. So
yeah,
no, not Justice League. The I'll go look at
that Netflix movie with I don't know.
Zack Snyder. Give me a second.
Netflix movie. It's memorable. This junk is
Rebel Moon. There you go.
Rebel Moon. I was never gonna remember that. Rebel Moon. Thing is that these newer movies that he does, like the Army of the Dead and the Rebel Moon, the Netflix era that he's in right now, and even the Snyderverse, he's writing them now. So but he was like doing well with like the 300 and Watchmen and things like that. He was like adapting the book almost page by frame and all this.
Yeah.
But now he's like, I'm going to start writing it. He thinks he's like better than the source material.
I tell you.
So even if he got X-Men, would he do a story from the actual comics, or would he just like change the lore radically?
That's why I said without writing.
Yeah, is he going to make Wolverine like super old or something, and then like make Cyclops 14 years old, but make he just changed weird stuff up? Like, I mean, he was a kid like Cyclops when he started the X-Men or something, but would they like jack up the timelines for all the characters so he can make it interesting?
No.
For himself?
No, you don't do that. You have Kevin Feige yell at him in a room and say, "Listen, Zach,
Yeah, my lore is confusing enough. Okay.
Yeah, we already have the script. We already have the script. Don't mess around. I tell you what, if Zach directed the Thunderbolts, it would kind of would have with the same script. It kind of would have looked crazy, and I would have remembered the action scenes.
Yeah.
Just
Sometimes I
saying.
guess. Yeah. This is Michael Bay's X-Men. What about Michael Bay? He did
I'd watch Michael Bay X-Men. I don't care. I watch that.
Yeah, sure. As long as he's not writing the script, but it's
Yeah, he's
like,
another one that can't write the script. Because then you're gonna get like,
yeah.
I don't know, X-Men with a bunch of toilet jokes. And like,
Oh yeah, Transformers, where the Transformers take a whiz on
yeah.
people,
Well,
and
we said directors, not writers. So like,
but it's like they've become so like these they become directors of power after a while. They're like, they never let me write, and now they're so big now they want to write, and I'm just like,
I would
no.
say for superhero actions, like Michael Bay and Zack Snyder would be the ones to go to. Because I'm not going to say something like Gareth Evans, because I don't think he'd want to do it anyway, and I wouldn't expect him to be on it. I mean, it'd be cool if he did a Punisher movie, maybe.
Yeah, all the people, I don't know. It's like, I mean, we don't know if, like, I guess Gareth Evans or Chad Stahelski or any of those people can do PG-13 action. I guess they can. I guess that guy, but like, it'll, I guess instead of the part where they like, shove the ice pick in your head or something, they stop short of that or something and just put a loud crunch sound effect off screen.
Right.
Is that? I know his partner in crime from the first John Wick, David Leitch or whatever. He's the PG-13 guy. He from the first John Wick movie,
Right?
Because he co-directed that with the other guy, remember? And then that guy went off to direct Deadpool 2, which is a rated R. But then he also went to direct that Hobbs and Shaw movie. So I guess he could do PG-13 because he did Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
But I guess it's like watching a David Leitch movie for like X-Men, MCU X-Men. This is supposed to be like doing X-Men justice. But
the chat says Michael Bay at least would have picked a correct Storm, Jean Grey, Emma Frost, and Rogue. That is facts. He would have had the screen on fire.
This is true.
It would have been so stupid. He'd be like, all right, who you call? He's already on the phone with Sydney Sweeney or something like. So
yeah, word. Sydney Sweeney. Just cast supermodels that never acted before in their life.
He's like, yo, I don't care. Listen, you gonna wear this costume right now? Like, that would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious. They would have articles about it. Like, that's how bad it would have been, or good rather.
Yeah, MCU's like, do you Storm Viola Davis? Maybe like Viola Davis.
Michael be like, what?
What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
He would have found a black supermodel that we never even heard of. Put her in the movie. Like, you gonna wear this white wig,
right?
Okay. You gonna control this weather, and you gonna break 8 buildings while you do it.
I think the thing is Michael Bay is that he used to direct commercials for Victoria's Secret.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he got like all these models to be in these club scenes in the Bad Boys movies and all this. Mm-hmm. That's why when like Will Smith and Martin walk into those joints, they look like a commercial for Victoria's Secret rather than like some Miami nightclub.
Bro, can you imagine him doing a scene with like Storm and it coming from the up angle?
Make it like Marvel Rivals, like.
Yes, he would Marvel Rivals up the MCU.
He would find a supermodel from whatever
He'll do
Africa to be the Storm and be like, what was she in before? I was like, I don't know, nothing. She was in a commercial for, I don't know, Cheese Whiz or something. Like, it doesn't matter.
I just had in mind that Bay's Casey Jones was CW Oliver Queen. Couldn't even, he was like, yo, look at this. It's true.
But X-Men, I guess it's hard to cast. I mean, look, well, if you had to recast the X-Men, I don't know what they're doing because in the new, what they call it, Doomsday, whatever.
Yes,
they already listed the cast, so some X-Men from the past, James Marsden as Cyclops is coming out. So,
yeah.
So are they gonna bring those guys back for the X-Men movie, like the older X-Men, and then they're gonna try to introduce newer X-Men with them as like the older people, or are they just gonna wipe out the entire universe and start anew?
Them niggas
Again,
finna vanquish, bro. Like,
this would be the third continuity reboot for them then, because remember they had X-Men First Class,
yes.
and they were trying to reboot with new people then too,
Mm-hmm.
with like what's her name? Sophia, what was her name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about from Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
Turner?
I think so. Yeah, I think
I
so.
forget the name. And she was Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
And the movie flopped, so now then there was rumors that Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is gonna be Jean Grey. But she's denying it. She says, I don't know what I'm gonna be or something, you know.
Is she in the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. So they were saying like, "Oh, you're gonna play Jean Grey because she's a redhead." But
Why would they introduce Jean in the Spider-Man movie? I mean, they could, but
because Zendaya is MJ, so she
MJ.
right. So it was like, "Oh, you're gonna be Mary Jane, or you're gonna be Firestar." Like some people were like, "Oh, she's gonna be Firestar from Spider-Man: The Amazing Friends and New
She's
Warriors."
just gonna be some NPC.
Yeah, it's just some
She's like,
girl
yeah,
meets a library or
yeah,
something.
word. That's it.
The library in college, you know.
That's it. We've been tricked, yo. Oh, Alpha is here. What's up, Alpha?
Like there's people who are like, I don't know, that they can cast that they haven't casted before to be these people. I don't know. Who would you cast as
Man, I don't know who these new actors.
I don't know these new actors,
I
bro. Like it's
don't know who
like
they are. Uh,
matter Alexandra Daddario, whatever her name is.
who? Oh, I'm about to.
They were trying to make her a big deal after True Detective, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, she's gonna be the big thing." And then she did some. She's steadily working, you know. She was in the White Lotus. She was in some other stuff, you know. It's just she falls into mainstream and then straight to video projects. Maybe they make her Jean
Her?
Grey or whatever. Yeah, make her Jean Grey or
Yeah,
something.
just
How about that?
dye her hair.
Yeah. So that's Jean Grey, and then Rogue, who's Rogue.
Um, uh,
Um, on the chat, you can also chime in on who you think these
yeah,
people could
facts.
be.
Because I don't know.
Rogue could be, you know, who ain't got no work right now. I'm just trying to be like Santa Claus to give people work right now.
Yeah.
Remember the Shazam movie
Yes.
and Mary Marvel?
Wait.
You know, she need work.
I gotta look this up. Who was playing? Who was playing her? Oh, who was this again?
I don't know the names.
Grace. Is this her?
Yeah, I mean,
This her?
yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So that could be Rogue.
There you
And
go.
then who else we got? We got, I guess there'll be dudes in this movie. I guess there'll be Cyclops. He can be who could play Cyclops? That guy who was, you know, this guy needs some help, so I'm gonna give him the help. You know,
Who?
Kevin Feige. You know, the race swap Kevin Feige. The dude who was the Crow. I'm gonna give him a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, why did I forget his name, bro? Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him the shot. You know what I'm saying? He could be
that boy needs some help.
right. He could be Cyclops. You know, how about that? Wolverine's gonna be the hardest guy.
Oof.
The perfect Wolverine is already playing the Punisher. It's a shame, but it's true. You know what I mean? I think that guy would have killed it as Wolverine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because some dudes like a little angry and
right. Damn, I didn't even think about that.
But like, as of now, I'm sure they could find somebody. I just don't know who it is right now off the top of my head. Maybe somebody could say in the chat who they want to be Wolverine.
Remember when people
realistic?
Remember when people trying to make what's his name as Wolverine? Like they were trying to fan cast why did I forget this dude's name?
freaking Daniel Radcliffe. Remember they were trying to say like, oh, he should be Wolverine.
Oh, Scott, yeah, I know. Saying stupid things. It's like sometimes people are so they say these ridiculous things.
Maybe he could be somebody else, but not like
His voice is not, can't get that bug. They could inject every steroid on the planet. He would never look like Wolverine. Just like stop it. Get some
kind
help.
of remind me of when they casted Tom Holland as Nathan Drake in the.
Yeah, dude. It's
I'm
just
like,
like,
yo, son, stop.
you not do this.
I don't have no problem with Tom, but like, why?
It's ridiculous.
Like, ridiculous. That joke was mad annoying. I never seen that movie either, and I'm not going to watch it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
Thinking
Wolverine's
Uncharted.
tough. Ain't no lie. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone also has weird opinions about Wolverine too. Because they're like, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine,
Mm-hmm.
and people love him as Wolverine. He's Wolverine. But then you have these other people online who are like, he shouldn't be Wolverine. Wolverine's a little short, ugly guy. He's like 3'9", and he's ugly, and he should be hairy all over his face and whatever, like in his body and everything. And it's just, troll. The way they describe him is like he should look like a troll. Like,
Right. Oh, Brina's calling that. All right, catch you later.
So it's different opinions about Wolverine, how old he should be, and all this. And
Henry Cavill, they tried, but it's weird. Yeah, I don't. Henry too. My man's too. You know.
I'll go with it.
You go with it.
Man. Yeah, why not? You know what else he got?
I mean, he's not going to embarrass the role, for sure. This is mad. Like, you know, he got like it's gonna be like Wolverine towering over everybody. Like,
I feel like they would get a name. Like they would actually get a name person to do it, because I don't know if they have that diamond in the rough. Like, because back in the day, you know, Bryan Singer's canceled too, so it's like. But
I forgot about that.
But he picked Hugh Jackman, so I guess he got that right.
Yeah, because
but no one knew who the hell that was. That guy was not famous. Period. But I guess they could do that again and pick some dude who's at least relatively unknown to complete unknown.
Right.
Scott Adkins, you can get no.
Scott Adkins is gonna be somebody. I don't care. Put him in the movie. We'll find him a role.
So let me see. Let me see the chat. They're saying Michael Bay's Casey Jones was C.W. Oliver Queen. Oh yeah, that's true. That was the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. Power said you forgot he did that already in the first Transformers movie where the Shia LaBeouf blonde friend was the Decepticon agent. I forgot what we were talking about when.
That was the first Transformers movie. Oh yeah. I remember that. It was like a hologram or something.
Yeah. You just said, I'm sorry, but there's nothing that could fix the MCU at this point. If they switched around some directors, like I'm gonna lie, if Thunderbolts had a different director and different dialogue, it could have been fired. But it wasn't fired, you know. It was just.
They should try big. They should say, "Hey, I don't know. Like, why would they pick? Like, I don't know. Well, I guess they gotta work within a budget or something."
You ain't gonna get this dude for X-Men, bro.
You want somebody with like at least a little visual panache or something. But at the end of the day, it's like it's tough because a lot of these directors now are like can't kind of going off the rails. Like they'll want to change the lore for no reason. The X-Men people want really is the X-Men from the cartoon.
Yes.
Like with that lineup. And
yes.
Sentinels and designs from there for the most part. That's what they want.
You imagine like
they don't want any weird like gender swaps or race swaps or anything. They want that. They just want that.
Keep it the same.
They could actually get like an A-list director if they did get like Ryan Coogler or one of these people. You know, he'd probably do it because he'd be like, finally, I get to do like the X-Men. I don't think he would say no to that, but you know,
he definitely wouldn't say no.
but if they're gonna like make everybody like, you know, some D-list character I'm not gonna recognize, then I don't want to see that.
I don't want them to like pick characters like how Marvel Rivals be picking characters. Even though Marvel Rivals be doing their thing because they be remixing characters, but it's just like they like I think they leaked they're gonna have a new character in Marvel Rivals named Hive, and I'm like, who?
Right.
What? Like what?
We need like MCU. No, we need. It's like so you got to pick people from eras. I need like Secret War Russo brothers. I need like the 300 Zack Snyder. I need
yes, exactly.
I need Michael Bay to direct as if he was directing like the Bad Boys movies.
Yes.
But not the Transformers movies where the Transformers are peeing on people and dogs are running around and Anthony Anderson is, you know, shucking and jiving and running through plate glass and stuff like that.
The Transformers visuals will help. Just not the direction, not the writing content. Because imagine an X-Men movie looking like Transformers 3. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Like imagine like a whole battle happening like in a city like that, bro. I'd remember that for sure. I know that.
Steven Spielberg. No, this is stupid.
Uwe Boll. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's about as realistic as Steven Spielberg. You ever get people who you say, who could direct this movie? They'd be like, who could direct the next Avengers movie? Christopher Nolan. It's like, stop. Christopher Nolan's not gonna direct this movie, bro.
No. Christopher Nolan's mad grounded. Yo, don't get J.J. Abrams, B.
Yeah, no, don't do that. He might say yes. He needs like
he'd probably say yes, but I don't know.
He needs a boost at this point.
Something about my man's is annoying. I don't even hate him as a director. Something about him annoying. I don't want him near me.
After Star Wars stuff, forget it. Don't do it. Don't. I don't trust it.
Like, can he do it without writing? But then again, it's like if I was gonna pick somebody to do without writing, I'd just go with Zach before I went with J.J. Abrams.
Everyone's saying like, oh, he casted these mid-looking people to be in the Star Wars. It's like now everyone's like a beauty coach and online, but it's kind of funny though, because if you watch that first episode of Alias, the show he created and directed, it's so like ridiculous. It was on Tubi for a minute, and I saw it, and it was like in the show, it was so the beauty standards were like, I guess what you know, because now we're living in some like what they call this like some kind of I don't know, body positivity moments right now or something.
Right.
But back in like 2001, it was like the show was about Jennifer Garner, who looks like a supermodel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of a strange choice for a secret agent because like you could recognize her like anywhere at any time because she's got a unique face and it's like 6 feet tall. So you got Bradley Cooper is playing a nerd. Okay, he's playing a nerd.
How the hell is Bradley Cooper playing a nerd? What?
He's playing some kind of journalist major or some journalist.
No,
or something like that.
That's insane.
And he's in love with he's getting friend zoned by what's her face? Jennifer Garner. And her but he's also friend zoning some other girl who's Sarah Shahi or something. You don't know who this is, but
no.
It was like ridiculous. But trust me, she's like, I don't know, Persian woman looks like a supermodel or something. So he's like friend zoning the supermodel, the Persian supermodel, in hopes of getting with Jennifer Garner, who's supposed to be playing a normal college student who's also secret agent. So like it was like this is where JJ was at, like back in 2001. This is where society was at 2001, like the super unrealistic like. expectations, and now it's like,
Hey,
we get what we get now. Sydney Sweeney is like running the show. She gets.
oh yeah, Sydney Sweeney and Anna Darmus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say, what
Which
if
is
they
fine.
brought Joss Whedon back? He ain't never come back.
Yeah, they canceled him or something
Yeah, it's over for him.
because all the Buffy cast and said he was like a bad guy or something.
So get Steven Spielberg to direct the MCU. You know what? If Steven Spielberg Steven Seagal. No, sorry.
Steven Seagal to direct.
Listen. If Steven Seagal was in charge of the Thunderbolts with the same amount of combos as like I don't know Under Siege, they may.
Steven Seagal can't even help his own direct-to-video movies at this point.
Facts. If you got Steven Seagal from back in the days.
Yeah, I'm an old school Steven Seagal, so respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Above the Law and all that. And Under Siege 2, Dark Territory with Morris Chestnut. That was underrated.
I've never seen Dark Territory.
You never seen Dark Territory, bro?
Nah, I got.
Were they on the train? They were on the boat in the first one, and then the train on this one, bro.
Nah, I gotta see that.
I
gotta watch it.
You gotta see that. He got the end of fight scene against, I don't know, the cop from Twin Peaks, and he just like they square up, and then like Steven Seagal just like whoops his ass completely. Like they build it up. He's like at one end of the train, the other guy's at the end of the train. Then they just like meet, and then the Steven Seagal just destroys him. It's like anticlimactic as hell, but it's still kind of funny to get him.
If we were on Twitch, I would bring up the clip.
Actually, he was not the cop from Twin Peaks. For some nerd 10 years from now watches his live stream, comes at me and whatever new form of social media we have. It's like, you said that the Sheriff Truman was the bad guy in Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. It's not true. Like, all right, damn. He wasn't that guy. He was the other guy, and I forget his name.
Yo, by the way, speaking of Zack Snyder, this article is from a couple days ago. Ben Affleck has not closed the doors on returning as the Batman even after Zack Snyder's DCEU ended in disaster. Ben, are you bored? Ben is like, oh, all this free time without dealing with this woman. What am I doing? They did finally get a divorce, right? Or am I bugging?
Ben and J-Lo?
Yeah.
I think so. Can Ben Affleck play Wolverine?
He too.
I don't know. His voicing, I don't think he he had the Batman voice.
Yeah, but that was like from a modulator.
Yeah, sure.
He towering too.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But I definitely pick Henry over Ben. Now I got anything against Ben. I'm just
Steven Seagal. It's funny. I don't know. Van Damme could play Wolverine. This French Canadian. He's way too old now. Remember back in the day in the 90s, they were like Van Damme should play Gambit because he was
the fan cast.
Yeah,
we had some funny fan cast, man. But our fan cast looked like the characters though.
Yeah, the biggest one was, and they actually did it, was Patrick Stewart as Professor X. Like every fan casting in Wizard magazine had him as Professor X, and then they actually got him, and nobody complained for many years till now. Like no one, they love it.
I just messed up. I was about to say like yo, this guy Aaron Taylor Thomas doing nothing, but I was like, oh wait, I forgot he already kicked the bucket in the MCU. He was Quicksilver.
Yeah. Alpha Proto said Van Damme is from Brussels, France. This is true. I think I was kidding in there. It's like I was just wanting to throw in a Van Damme reference.
If I try new actors, who are people even now, bro? Like,
is anybody even buff now? Like to do anything, bro?
No.
Like, there's no action stars. Well, Jason Statham's like he's already bald. No one's gonna believe that.
I just typed in new actors. Who are these people?
He wouldn't even do the accent. He wouldn't even like not be British. Like no action stars, bro. No, it's just these guys. You know, this is it. That was the action lineup, the Thunderbolts.
Oh my
Alpha
god.
Proto says everyone in that photo looked frumpy. They talk about the Thunderbolts photo.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. New actors.
Back then, back in the day, they used to just get like I don't know, like these 6 foot tall model looking people and recruit them off the street to be actors. It's true. I've said it before on the show before. I like to watch like Where Are They Now videos on YouTube and all this, and get interviews with old actors and stuff. They would just like get people off the street, bro. I saw remember Tia Carrere from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
They got her off. Like they had an interview with her the other day, and she said like, "How were you discovered?" And they said, "Oh, she was in the supermarket after going to the beach, and she was in a bikini, like I don't know, buying groceries or something." And some I don't know movie producer guy says, "Oh, my son is doing a movie that's in Hawaii or something. You want to be in the movie? You'd be perfect for the role." And that was it. That was it, bro.
That's how they used to discover people. So.
Just be like, "Hey, look, you're a movie star now. I'm just shopping for groceries now. You're a movie star now. You're recruited like it's a war, bro. You're drafted. That's it."
Oh, I got a list for you here. 20 best young actors working in Hollywood. You're already part of MCU. Jenna Ortega, she can't play anybody.
Pamela Anderson, same thing. She went to some football game or something in some Canadian football game, and then the jumbotron like landed on her, and then like they called her up to the booth and said, "You're gonna be a model now to sell calendars and stuff." And then after that, she was jump cut. Like I don't know, 3 years later, she's on Baywatch or something. It's just like this. It happens that fast, folks.
Indeed.
Timothy Chalamet. What is this about?
20 of the 20 new young actors.
New Hollywood actors. Yeah. Okay. Timothy Chalamet.
I ain't got nobody for him to play. He could be Nightcrawler or something. I don't know.
It's true. He could be Nightcrawler. That would be. He would not want to be Nightcrawler, though.
No, he would not.
He'd be like, "I'm a star. I cannot be."
Like, boy, if you don't put on this blue paint,
you think he could play like Nightwing or one of those characters, and
right,
Robin or one of these people.
Hey, look, this is the Joker.
I heard they're having problems with that movie. Like they're gonna
the Batman.
Yeah, like they fired the director or something. Like it was taking too long.
What's going on?
Matt Reeves.
They fired Matt Reeves?
I don't know. I saw like some headline on YouTube that was scrolling really fast, and I'll type it in.
Oh
Matt
my goodness.
Reeves.
Anya Taylor-Joy. No, I'm good. Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh no, it's not confirmed. It's just delay. It's just delayed.
They had to use the picture with Tom Holland is freaking Nathan Drake. They had to use
Tom Holland is Wolverine, no.
I mean, he's already Spider-Man. So Kevin Harrison Jr. Who is this? I don't know who this is.
Kelvin Harrison Jr. Who's this?
I don't know.
Amadeus. Who's this?
I don't know.
I'm not sure who he's gonna be.
Nobody. I don't know. I ain't got nothing for him.
Nah.
Pack on some muscle, B. No. She already in the MCU. Hell no.
I don't think she's allowed like on the Disney lot. I don't think anymore. Her key card does not work there anymore.
This list is annoying me.
Like, who's no superheroes in this list, bro?
Alex Wolf.
Who's Wolverine?
Who is this? I'm not familiar with this person. Jacob. This is a kid. McKenna Grace. I have no idea who this is.
That's the girl from Egon Spengler's granddaughter.
That's her.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Oh.
That's how she really looks.
I couldn't tell. Oh yeah, because they always have her. Oh no, this is a child. What is... Yo, son, listen. I haven't seen this movie,
Yeah,
but like, he don't got that look, B.
he definitely isn't Adam Warlock. I don't know what they're
I
thinking
was
about
like,
that.
nah, who is this? This is cosplay, right? My man was going to Comic Con.
I think if they make him Wolverine, they'll probably do it too.
Nah, son.
They probably say, "Hey, that's the guy right there, bro." Like, watch.
It's so weird because I'm playing Marvel Rivals and you use Adam Warlock. He's been mad serious. I must protect this universe. Born again, and I'm just like, now I'm just trying to picture this man. I don't know.
That's just James Gunn's sensibility. He just sees like these characters as silly or something. Like
Yeah.
Adam Warlock, what a stupid name, Adam Warlock.
Like, yo, it's Adam Warlock. B, stop playing around. Oh no, that was ridiculous. That was from the last Thor movie, right? Oh no, Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians.
Right.
I don't know who this is.
You don't know the movie, son. This is in the MCU here. This is like a karate movie. That's Hannah.
Really?
She does movies beyond that. after she was a kid, she kept making movies, bro. But indie movies. She was not really in like these big movies. Like, you know, I don't know if she would even take an MCU flick, but maybe they could. Maybe she would. I don't know what though, but she could play one of these characters.
What is it? 80 of the most popular actors. When is this from? 2025. The first two people already in the MCU.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Maybe they get people from the DC universe to cross over.
Maybe so. Mr. Fantastic.
Oh Lord, Pedro Pascal. He's in everything.
He's going to be the main focus of Doomsday.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, he's Mr. Fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield ain't gonna be Wolverine, I'll tell you that.
No. I mean, he's already technically in the MCU.
Oh, that's true, yes. Kevin Feige could never have you as another character, no way.
MCU. Brad Pitt is never gonna do anything to MCU.
Brad Pitt as Wolverine. Let's just go with like aged out actors from back in the day who were like, you know, People magazine's like top cover model or something.
Clarence is cooking. So well, better look at the WWE roster to see who can be the action star. Yo, listen.
I guess it's true. You know, they're trying to make Batista like he's like the next big, you know, thespian of our time. So I mean, you might as well keep recruiting, right?
After Batista was
dressing,
I
get my 10.8 annual renewity. That
after he was dressing like my grandma, I don't know, B.
Tom Hanks is Wolverine. Chet Hanks, how about that? Chet Hanks. Chet Hanks as Wolverine. Know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine?
Yo, I tell you what, Chet would try his hardest he ever tried.
Yeah, he would. He definitely would, though.
Chet Hanks would definitely try the hardest. He'd be like, I'm definitely gonna do my best.
Robert Pattinson is 38. The time flies.
Yeah, I know, dude. He was a kid in those Twilight movies. I never seen one of those. That's not true. I saw like 5 minutes of the first one, and it was already so poorly made that I just couldn't watch the rest of it.
I was dragged to the very last movie. It was not good,
bro.
It's not a good movie.
You know what's crazy about those movies? Each one of those directors were good directors. Like they've done like good stuff before.
Damn.
But when they got to Twilight, it was just like straight trash. Like
that's crazy, bro.
Like the first one, I think it was like Catherine Hardwicke who did like Lords of Dogtown and what's the other one? 13 and like some critical films, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you got a real director to do Twilight. This premise, you know, is YA junk, but okay. And then it's bad. Like one of them directed like Dreamgirls with Eddie Murphy, like Academy nominated shit. And they directed a Twilight. I was like, one of the dudes directed American Pie or something. I don't know. It's like every time it was such a weird thing because I'm like a movie guy. Like I read all the trades and all this.
Needed cash.
And I was just like, every time Twilight was so bad to me because I saw those first like few minutes and I was like, this is terrible. Reviews are terrible, and I was like, but each time they got like a real director for it, so I was like, oh, maybe this will be good now.
Wrong.
But you can't change Twilight. Twilight changes you. Okay,
That's how it works.
that's how it works, buddy. Jason Momoa as Wolverine. No, I will not. I will not have that. Oscar Isaac. I guess you got your Wolverine right here, right? Let's just go with this.
He's
gonna go method mode on him.
He's Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, right. Damn.
We're not doing Jason Statham. It'd be
Moon
kind
Knight. I totally forgot about Moon Knight, by the way. Yeah, Jason Statham. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing Toby. Toby is already Spider-Man in another universe. Michael Keaton's too old. Dude.
Yes.
I know he was Batman, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Mads Mikkelsen.
He should have been Doom, but okay.
Yeah, he should have been Doom, definitely. Gary almost too old now at this point. Tucci, bro, like what year is this?
This article was a couple days ago.
we have no new celebrities left, bro.
Yo, movies are dying. It's over, bro.
These people were popping when I was a kid.
All right, B, stop.
Yeah.
Yo, they really got Harrison Ford. Listen, no shade to Harrison, but why did they get him as the president? Like the Red Hulk is gonna keep existing, right? I guess I don't know. I didn't watch I didn't watch the Captain America movie, so Harrison's up there. I'm just saying.
Jon Snowden is here. What's up? He says Tom Cruise is Wolverine sized. I'm like, this is true.
It's true.
That would be a big one, you know. They'd be like, "Hey, Tom Cruise is Wolverine," and they'd be like, "Okay."
Sebastian
That'd be crazy, though.
Is Donald Trump?
That's true. He was Donald Trump.
Did that thing come up?
It did come out.
Yeah.
They said it was actually a good movie. I really don't. I didn't see it. You know, I guess it's here to
billions and billions.
He's there to mock the MAGA movement. They won the election, so I don't know how that I guess that CIA psyop worked. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it went in their favor.
You know, the psyop flop.
There you go, Jeff Goldblum as Wolverine.
It's like they made that movie with Viola Davis, G20, where like she's like karate chopping like terrorists.
Right.
We're trying to stop the G20. She plays the president. I think that movie was supposed to come out from like after Kamala would have won the election, and then that movie was supposed to be like the Amazon Prime banger for the week or something. Didn't work out.
Whoops.
Power 1000 says Chet Hanks would make Wolverine Jamaican. Justin says, "Why is Dan Twilight fixated?" I don't know, because it was just a weird. Because it was a weird time in the early 2000s. Okay, there was nothing going on, man. Like nothing going on, bro. There was no MCU. Like, what are you talking about? It was around, I think, right? Like those, like Iron Man and stuff. But like in terms of like movies like Blade, Lost Boys, you know, horror movies like Hellraiser, real vampire movies like Bram Stoker's Dracula, vampires on TV, like Buffy and Angel is over, bro. It was all like gone, dusted, the end, like finished. Yeah. Then it's like, oh, here's the new sci-fi movie Twilight. And you're like, okay, it's got a vampire in it and a werewolf. Okay, that's, you know, in theory this sounds good. And then like you find out it ain't like it ain't what you thought it was gonna be. Okay, this ain't The Howling. This ain't a werewolf movie. This ain't a real vampire movie. This is some cringe. And there was no other competition, bro. And then they inspired other cringe.
This is a wild time.
Yeah. You'd be looking at the trade magazine. You'd be reading whatever website they had, like at the time, Ain't It Cool News or whatever. Or JoeBlow.com or Collider, and they say the new vampire movie's coming out. And
it's just Twilight.
It's just Twilight. Or some Twilight ripoff. And you're just like, bruh. At that point, you just hope that it's good.
Yeah.
It's because they kept making YA stuff. Like you heard about Divergent or something? They take these kids and they train them to be super soldier killers in the future where everything's rubble and
Bro, I didn't
trash.
see the
And you're like, oh,
movies.
this sounds cool. What is it? Oh, it's Divergent, Insurgent, Virgin.
Yo, I never saw any of the movies, but every time I seen it, I was like, yo, this joint looks so not cool. Like it was
Yeah,
just
word. It's like the action is like a secondary to like I don't know, young nibbas in love or something. Just nobody want to see that.
not at all. Yo, side note, I did not know that Viggo Mortensen was 66, bro.
Getting up there, man.
Damn, man.
Saying Lord of the Rings anymore.
Michael Fassbender, he was good as Magneto.
Although it's funny because one time I got like really bored, like really, really bored, and I just ended up watching the Maze Runner movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, it was a movie. It had action and running around, I guess. They made like 3 of them joints. Yes. Adam Driver is Wolverine. You know they want to do it, bro. You know they want to do it.
No,
You know they want to do it.
I'll protest.
You know they want to do it. He's on the short list.
You remember when they tried to say Adam Driver was going to be Nightwing?
Yes, they were very serious about that.
I was like, yo, if y'all can't do this,
I feel like he was already cast as Wolverine. They were as a Nightwing. They were talking about it so much.
This giving Nightwing to y'all.
His acting style where he's like,
over here.
he talks like this. That's his acting style right there. What are you talking? This is how they're saying he's gonna be the young Al Pacino in Heat Part 2 prequel. They're saying he's gonna be a lot of things, bro. But he was in that movie where he played like a dude shooting a dinosaur and it's just like he did some movie, I forget, and it flopped. It was like called 62 or 69 or something.
Yeah, I remember that Earth. I know what you're talking about.
Right, and then Hollywood was like, bro, what?
Ain't that movie streaming right now?
Streaming somewhere. They're paying people to watch it.
Esposito, he gonna be Wolverine. No.
Yeah, they want to make him Professor X. That's what I hear. They're trying to do race swap of Professor X, so they want Giancarlo Esposito to be Professor X.
Listen, man. Don't do it, please. Don't do it.
Does he got enough work? He's everywhere too.
Yeah, facts.
I swear. He's like Gus Fring, and now he's in everything. He's in more movies than Walter White, like the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And both of them dudes are definitely more in more movies than Jesse Pinkman. What happened to Jesse Pinkman?
I don't know.
MCU ain't calling him up. He probably like, then he'd answer the phone like in a minute. Like,
oh yeah. He's like, thank you.
Thank you, please.
And Chris Pine up in the house.
Yeah, Chris Pine. Maybe Chris Pine could be Wolverine.
I'm not against it.
I mean, they're all getting older and stuff like that, but maybe they want him to be a little older or something. I don't know. He's affordable.
Not this dude.
Rami Malek.
No.
Was he in that movie?
What movie?
The movie he's got a movie out right now where he's like, they killed my wife.
The Amateur?
Amateur, what they call it?
Yeah, the Amateur.
Yeah. You could tell that thing got like 5s out of 10s, right? Like no more than.
Oh, facts.
It just looks like that kind of movie that's not gonna it's just mid, like the reason it's in theaters is just a formality, like a contractual obligation to be there for like 3 weeks or else they're gonna get sued. But he was like one of the greatest shows of all time, right? Mr. Robot, but they just can't find a place. I don't know. He won the Academy Award, right?
I can't remember.
Playing the dude from playing Freddie Mercury, right? Anyway, Josh Hutcherson.
It's Peter. I'm saying.
From the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The last I saw him, he was playing like some henchman in the Beekeeper.
Oh.
He was a bad guy in that or something. I don't know. Maybe if it was like they did the X-Men movie years ago, they would have made him like Cyclops, one of these guys.
Maybe.
I don't think they Jude Law. No, he's just maybe they'll make him Magneto or something. And Miles Teller, they're probably calling him up right now to be Wolverine. Watch, they're probably calling up Miles Teller from Top Gun. People were like, "No way, man!" But they're probably calling him up right now. Joseph Quinn, he's already Human Torch, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya, that's the Get Out man.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Who could play Bishop? He can't play Bishop though.
I don't know. He more.
Yeah, they gotta get like a. They should.
Who play Bishop?
Yeah, no, they have to get some wrestler or something.
I was about to say, what's his name? I forget this dude's name. I forget his name. Dude with the dreads.
The dude with the dreads.
Hold on. I'm bugging right now.
Alpha Porter said Glenn Powell, Colin Powell's nephew. Yeah, Glenn Powell. I'm surprised they want to probably put him in a MCU outfit superhero thing. Maybe when they kill this whole universe off, they'll make him Captain America. They'll give him the first offer and stuff.
Yeah, Booker T. Yeah, Booker T. will be.
Booker T is Bishop, bro.
I'm joking, but
we take what we want. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
Booker T fighting the Sentinel.
There's somewhere in the real multiverse. There's an X-Men movie where Booker T is Bishop.
Yeah.
Coming to this HBO world premiere film or something.
Who's this? Jacob
Elordi. This is a dude from he's one of these young guys now on one of those shows. They'll probably make him like I seen him act and stuff. I don't know, like I don't know if he brings maybe he could be somebody. Maybe. Austin Butler, there you go. They're going to put him in something, I'm sure. They're gonna call him to be Wolverine and have him go Method or something.
Benny Boy.
No. Simu Liu, son. Damn, bro. He's still waiting on that Shang-Chi too.
Thanks.
Remember Shang-Chi came out? Remember the spoiler, the end credit spoiler or whatever? It was like his sister, whatever. no, it's some took over the dojo. He's
Oh yeah.
And then like it was just like all female fighters doing kung fu like at the and I was like,
didn't they not allow like Shang-Chi in China?
No, they did allow it in China.
Oh, okay. I thought sorry. I'm spreading misinformation. I'm sorry.
Right. There was rumors saying that they didn't want to cast him because they didn't think he was attractive. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I thought the rumor was that they didn't want to show like Chinese man being soft.
Oh, I think you're right.
So they.
I think you're right. They didn't show it. I think you're right about that. I forgot about that. When Chinese men being soft, and they picked him as the example, bro. He was a superhero, and they said he was too soft.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
He said he was too soft. Man. You know why? Because he was like he had like Aquafina was like his best friend, and he had no girls. Is that why? Like, I forgot about
right
that.
here it says. Is this like reputable?
Damn, imagine
why did Marvel movies get banned in China? Explained. China lifted the ban on Marvel after 3 years. Nation. No. I don't care about the Marvel. Hold on. Screen rant. Shang-Chi's China backlash explained. Hang on. I'm looking at my other screen right now. Channing Tatum. Gambit.
Channing. Yeah, well, there you go. Sam Worthington. Yo, that guy is the luckiest dude in Hollywood, man, to get that Avatar boy.
Yep.
Guaranteed blockbusters.
Michael Cera.
Every time I see Sam Worthington in something, he's playing like third lead in like a Saban films, like straight to video actioner, starring like I don't know some dude who you haven't seen in a while.
Well, it says Shang-Chi was allowed in China, but they banned Aquafina as they should. They banned her. That's hilarious.
We cannot allow this. This is cannot allow.
That remind me like comedian Uncle Roger. Like he made a joke about China. He's like from Malaysia, and then like they banned him
Wow.
because he made a joke about China on a stand-up. Jacob Batalon. Ned.
Oh, that's Ned. Yeah. Barry Keoghan. They probably had like you could play Wolverine because look at him. He's a little strange looking fellow. Like he could. That's the
Josh Hartnett. I don't know who this is.
That's Steve Coogan, man. He's a funny guy, but he's a comedian.
Oh, gotcha.
He's kind of funny though. I've seen him in some movies. He was in Tropic Thunder. He played the director, but he got blown up real early in the movie. It's funny.
Yo, is Zachary allowed to be cast in anything in it?
I don't know. I think who's that? Oh, Shazam.
Yeah.
Probably not, bro. Like I think he's on the blacklist. I think
Blacklist because he came out for Trump, and now all of a sudden people gonna cry.
I tell you what, if they casted him as Wolverine, Trumpy would be really happy about that. They probably go see the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
It would like shatter the paradigm of people and stuff. I mean, the dude seems super nice, so I wouldn't see it like really. But maybe he would go all crazy and method. And,
yo, he don't
really
even
get
like
into it
from at least from last I see when people like argue back on him on Twitter. He don't even like shout back or nothing. He just be like, "Well, my point of view is," and I'm like, "Wow, he's like orderly man." You know what I'm saying?
Trying not to make any kind of like, you know what, you loser.
Right.
He's like, nah. He's like, I want to seem like I'm the same person.
Can we count this man as being in the MCU anymore since Eternals don't count no more?
Brian Tyree Henry. Nah, bro. I don't know what that was about.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen is Wolverine. Yeah, it's total body transformation,
with
bro.
Call of Duty, they put Seth Rogen.
Yeah, and Kevin Smith, right? They put him in that too.
They put Kevin Smith.
I think I saw like a clip of like I don't know, it was like the Blunt
this,
Man
though?
and Chronic. Not sure. Kenneth Branagh, bro, like
64 years old.
Yeah, no. He was in Tenet playing the Russian Paul Dano. That's the Riddler. Spoiler alert.
Whoops, we're just spoiling everything today.
Oh no. Of course, it's not really a spoiler. He like popped in like at the end. that whole first Batman movie was a ripoff of like 7, right? Remember? It was like his reveal.
Yeah, kind of.
And then it was like Kevin Spacey was in 7 out of nowhere.
Look, is Bishop right here? No, I'm kidding. I'm
John David Washington.
I am kidding.
Yeah.
He could be somebody else. He can't be Bishop though.
He was in this movie that everyone said it was good, and I'm like the lone dissenter on it. It was The Creator.
Oh.
The movie called The Creator, where like it's in the future and it's like humans are fighting AI like humanoids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was like really ridiculous. Like it's just like it didn't make any sense. It was like they brought him like he like snuck into China and he was like dipping people and no one could find him. And I'm like, bro, you're like a black man in China, bro. Like,
oh, wait a minute, hold on, I got some information here. Listen, Zachary Levi was already in the MCU. He was one of the 3 Warriors. 3 got killed in Thor Ragnarok. Oh, Jet Li as Logan.
Also, they had like the Chinese were allowed to use AI and America was not allowed to use AI. Mm-hmm. And we were the bad guys for not using AI. Like the movie was pro AI.
That's so weird.
and John David Washington was an American who defects to fight for the AI people against us because we banned AI because an AI robot blew up a bunch of people in the government or something.
Oh my gosh!
And didn't even say that was a mistake. It was like I was like, yo, this was the most AI propaganda movie. I don't know who financed this movie.
AI.
It was it may be. I don't know. They set up some weird shell corporation with an AI bot.
Skynet. It was funded by Skynet.
Took sentience, bro. Set up a dummy corporation, film studio, and financed the whole thing themselves. No one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know who Paul Mescal is.
I don't know. He's Gladiator Part 2. They probably pick him to be Wolverine just because he was Gladiator 2 and that went nowhere. So you can kind of get him like on the budget, like
Oh, true.
allegedly he can act or something. I saw Gladiator 2. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard.
Like it was pretty bad.
I heard it wasn't that great.
It was like a useless sequel. Yeah, well, there you go. We went through how many more we got left? Just 2 more.
No.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is Wolverine.
This is a ranker. This is like a list of like the most popular people. He jumped down to number 98, bro.
Damn, son.
Damn. He was America's number 1 actor, man. Remember he popped in? Everyone was gassing. No one talks about that scene, and you notice, right?
No.
Where Thor pops in and he's doing his acting. No one talks about that. All right. Well, it's 99. We'll stop at 99, guys.
Yeah, we're done.
We're
But
done.
More of the story.
Well, we had some candidates for Wolverine. We found a few.
Yeah.
So if Kevin Feige's watching this stream, get past some of the tough talk we had and skip that list, and you'll find your Wolverine.
I want you to win. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get some like, real action directors on. He ain't gonna listen.
John Snowden says, we'll go to the chat. You want to do a showcase?
Should we? It's kind of late too.
All right, it's a little late, and Brina left, and she wanted to be here.
Wait till we live stream next time, but we could go to the chat though.
But if you would like to contribute to our showcase, it's an art showcase. We show art from our Discord. Join the Discord.
Yes.
Let's promote the Discord, guys. It's in the description of this video. You click on that. You find a link for the Discord. Join the Discord. And go to post your art, and you get to post your art. We also have other sections there. You can post like funny memes or stories and stuff like that.
Right.
Let's go to the chat. Alpha Proto says, "Young Nibbles Love coming soon to the theater near you." Yeah, word. That's gonna be the next Love and Basketball.
Right.
Adam Driver was one of the contenders to play Mr. Fantastic in the MCU.
So everybody was just gonna play this person.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Sure, why not? I don't know. There's no more real actors. He can act though. I've seen him. He's okay. That's normal about superheroes.
Right.
John Snowden said, after watching Deadpool Wolverine, I can't wait for all new superheroes to be famous. Cable and Bishop should be jacked. Yeah, I know. No, they have Cable, right? What's his name? Josh Brolin.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of forgot about him, right?
They did.
He didn't even show up in Deadpool Wolverine.
I'm surprised, too. I'm just like, really?
Dang. He's still making movies. He was in Dune and stuff. It's not like he dropped down to like D-list or something.
He was also Thanos. That don't count. Yeah. No, he was just a voice actor.
Oh, that's true. He was. Not narrowing that list, pal. Well. It's a big list. We got to assemble the list first. We have to gather the list. Then we will narrow it down. Alpha Proto says for the future sucker. He's talking about Booker T as Bishop.
Oh.
Alpha Proto says, I think Aquafina is hot. I just can't stand her voice. Interesting.
I mean, she's not ugly. You know what I'm saying? I know people try to
There be people on the internet. I don't know. People be stretching on the internet with a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, look, they have memes saying like, "Yo, I just want a beautiful maid to call my own," and it's a picture of Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, I hate the choice.
And they'll do stuff like that. So I don't know what they think of Aquafina or something like that. Like,
Probably think she's like a troll or something.
yeah, seriously. You know what's crazy though? It's like they cast Aquafina as Shang-Chi's friend or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But couldn't they be like his girlfriend though? Like, I mean, it could have been. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why not?
They just
you know,
they didn't feel like doing
it. It could happen. Like, why not? Aquafina. John Snowden says Shang-Chi was allowed in China, but they banned Aquafina. Oh, he said that. She's funny in some movies where she could swear. They don't let her do the black set anymore. That was her claim to fame, that she did the black set.
I forgot people were are allegedly offended by this.
They had the black set backlash, but
people offended by everything. And who the hell cares how she talks? I forgot what the girl's name is. There's an Asian girl that she's not really a movie star, but she's like big on like social media, and her New York accent is crazy. Like if you didn't see her face, you would have just thought. Forgot her actual name though.
Says Aldous Hodge was a good Hawkman.
Forgot about Hawkman.
Yeah, that was Justice Society. That was Black Adam.
Right.
I think he was in Black Adam. Was that Black Adam? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, The Rock did not take over the MCU, remember?
DCU.
I mean the DCU.
Yeah.
The DCEU.
Right.
Oh Lord, the DCEU.
You know, I did not hate Black Adam, the movie. Like
it was a movie, right? It was.
I think. Wait. I was about to say something crazy. I don't even know if I could come back from this. I think I might have enjoyed Black Adam slightly more than Thunderbolts.
Ooh, that's crazy, bro. But probably understandable.
I don't think.
I tell you what,
it's not because it's a better movie. I just think like Black Adam was a little more fun.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't know. I tried to watch this Blue Beetle joint.
Oh boy, I refuse. How was it?
Are we still online?
Why is it
what the what Blue Beetle? I'm just checking to see if we're. No, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Blue Beetle. I tried. You know what I'm saying? This movie is so boring. I swear it was like 20 minutes into the joint and like there was no action happening in this thing. Like it was like they were setting up his job, you know, his relationship with his family and his abuela and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, yo. Then I think he finally got the scarab. I had to actually fast forward to the joint to like get to the point where he actually turns into Blue Beetle and all this. I was just like, this is stuff I've seen before, bro. Like, maybe I'll try and get through the rest of it or something, but it was just like, and that guy, he's from Cobra Kai. He seemed like a nice guy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to like, I ain't trashing him. I'm just saying like, you know,
right.
This movie seemed kind of like dead, you know.
Hit him with the Batman is a fascist. Yeah, remember?
You know, bro, this Blue Beetle is just like, yo. Black Adam was like flooring that, like at least. Yeah. They got to the point. That's funny. Pierce Brosnan.
I gotta rewind my statement. Like, Black Adam was not better than like Thunderbolts. I'm just saying, like, I was
maybe the director was better, the visuals or something.
Yeah, I would say Black Adam had a color problem. Like I feel like the color palette of that movie was like all over the place.
Yeah, it was definitely all over the place for sure.
I was like, yo, what is happening? Like at least like, you know, Thunderbolts had like suitable like filming.
Like the best part of that movie was like Dr. Fate.
Yes.
It seemed like it was Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate,
right?
And his energy signatures and stuff, the movements he's doing with his hands were kind of cool, and then the designs he was making when he was powering up was kind of cool and stuff.
Right.
But other than that, I don't know. It's kind of mid movie. Power 1000 said hot is a bold statement. Oh, on Aquafina. I don't know. I guess you take it up with Alpha Proto, man. The heart wants what it wants, you know. Like
Yeah, man. Listen.
the heart wants what it wants. And still no Blade. Yeah, it's true. David Goyer was in the news. He said that he
He wants to
said
write.
Disney should call him to write the script.
Okay, cool. But who we gonna get to play him? Cause like, no disrespect to Mahershala, but
Yeah, dude's not 50 years old, probably. Like, he's getting up there.
like, come on, B. Let's get.
It'd be crazy though. Like, he's been waiting for this movie for mad years,
Mm-hmm.
and then just do it without him. That'd be crazy, bro. Like,
No, I'd riot if I was him. To be.
yeah.
What?
They should really get the director from like one of these movies, like The Raid or Havoc or that movie. Make it rated R and just let him cook
Oh wait, yes, Gareth Evans could definitely do a Blade movie.
and just say do whatever you want. Just like how Ryan Reynolds gets to do whatever he wants with his Deadpool stuff. Just say you can do whatever you want.
And I guarantee you that's gonna be the best MCU movie since like Thanos for sure. Knocked out of the park without a shadow of doubt.
For sure.
Anyway, y'all, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta go do adult things tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. Leave a like. You know what I'm saying? Leave. Oh, brother. Sorry, I just seen the thumbnails here. People talking about this 12-foot bronze statue in the.
What?
There's some bronze statue of a black woman holding her arm.
Oh yeah, and she's not like a celebrity or anything. It's
She's just some chick.
just.
And I was trying to. I passed by it and I was just like, "What? Hey, what is this? I don't get it, but okay."
Damn, bro. Can't just do anything now. Why can't they just have like? Why can't they have a 10-foot tall statue of I don't know, Knight Rider's car or something?
I don't even know if it's a real person that they did or if it was just some like an avatar. If it is an avatar, I'm like, yeah, can y'all put Storm up there instead? Like,
remember in Philadelphia they took down Rocky's statue? They're like, oh, this is a fictional character. This shouldn't be up here. This is ridiculous. And now we got this. It's just like, bro, we just do whatever, right? Just
do whatever you want.
If it's that in Detroit, do they have Statue of RoboCop, or was that like a joke or something?
I don't know, but if there's no statue of RoboCop, they should put it on there.
Most definitely.
Before I get out of here, y'all, I'm just gonna leave a link right here. I did, you know, have my other channel, Digital Art Right. So I did a video on AI art. It's right here. Y'all can go check that out. Subscribe to that channel too when you get a chance, if you could please. Yeah, but definitely, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, check that out. We'll be back with more video. I might find a way to make this review that I did into a video, so you can stay tuned for that. And I think there was like one or two other topics that I want to talk about soon. So we'll see if we film. Like I said, a Monique clown statue.
Yeah, they didn't even make Monique. It's just like
would have been better if it was at least Monique.
Yeah, we're the Parkers, right? And her daughter, the Parkers, both of them.
Either that or Monique the singer. How about
that? Who? Alpha Proto says, I hope you can come back more frequently. I like your input on entertainment news. Oh, that's good. Yeah, thank you, Alpha Proto.
We're getting things together. We're organizing. We're gonna keep like the entertainment and news stuff here, and the art stuff will be on Digital Art Right. So that's what's we're doing going forward. I figured I might as well come on and give my thoughts on this movie. I kind of just saw it. I was just like, I have a day off.
Yeah, and we're also broaden the palette probably to like just silly stories that we see in the news too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Shannon Sharp
Yeah, acting up.
It's, nonsense. Mess with OnlyFans.
I'm waiting
Models.
for this Johnny Somali sentencing because I'm gonna make like an hour-long video about it. It's like anytime I think I want to talk about it, like something new develops because this boy cannot stop getting in trouble, and I'm just like, the last thing I heard about it was the guy that gave him the flying knee kick, and that he got fined. I believe, some streamer or YouTuber or some here in America, I think, paid all that guy's legal fees, and I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? Now, as for Johnny himself, yeah, I don't know. That boy need a good like 15 years. I ain't gonna lie.
He's gonna get black people banned in Japan forever, bro. Like, don't you want to go? Sean want to
Yeah.
go there. Like,
Oh, well, they probably banned in Japan. Oh yeah. Especially if they made that sign. No dancing.
Sean's gonna get on the train. They're gonna be afraid because he's gonna start pulling out the camera and start. They're gonna think he's like, no camera, no camera, no camera.
Yo, it's just my phone.
It's on my phone, bro. I'm calling my boys. No camera. Arrest the cops. Are like, hey, buddy, get off this trade, bro.
Now I'm getting arrested because Johnny Somali.
Word.
Acting up.
Japanese popo and yakuza, like, get off the train. No TikTok. No TikTok. No TikTok.
Just like that other guy, he got arrested in Vitali, whatever. He got arrested in Philippines.
Facts.
Now he's facing like what? Ain't he facing something crazy like 25 years or something?
That's crazy. Damn, they're not playing, bro.
He took a cop's bike.
It was a wild out here, man. It's a prank, just a prank, bro. I saw there was an article saying like some dude got murked by a homeowner because he did like one of those I'm gonna break it to your house pranks. Like
where did that take place?
I forget. I don't know. I saw a YouTuber talking about it.
Like, was it America or are you not sure?
Yeah, it was. I think it was America. I think it was America. I believe it was America.
So my man tried to break into his house talking about just a prank and got erased. I can't even feel bad for stuff like that. I'm just like, well, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Huh?
Yeah, it's a TikTok prank results in the tragic shooting death of 18-year-old high school athlete hours before his prom.
This boy threw away his life. But it's just a prank, bro.
A TikTok trend. Bosworth Jr. says the tragic incident was reportedly a prank known as Ding Dong Ditch. The prank involves knocking on someone's door and quickly fleeing. Oh, so following altercation, a butler, I guess the guy shot him.
A butler?
No, he wasn't. No, his name was Butler. His last name. It says the guys claiming that they were trying to break into his home. However, the surviving friends contended they did not engage in criminal activity, but rather performing the prank in hopes of creating content for social media. So I guess it's a court case. It's not like, I guess he didn't go in the house necessarily. They got to prove that he actually went in there, or did he just like ring the doorbell and the guy just like blasted him like right there and then like.
Yeah, depending on what state you're in. I don't know if you could actually blast somebody on your lawn.
Yeah,
like it depends where you.
I don't think you just blast anybody for just ringing your doorbell though. I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. I heard some. I have to look this up. My boy told me there's some states that got like where it's wild. Like if you have an intruder,
yeah,
like and you shoot them like a certain amount of times, it's like you could go to jail for that. And if you shoot them that many times, you actually have to end them. Because then it would be considered like, oh well, they were a obvious threat, so they got. I'm like, wait, so if they're still alive, I get in trouble, but if they gone, I'm like, what? I have to look that up. I don't
know what anime he was watching for that. He was like, what was he watching, bro?
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna look it up and I'll
report. What law is this? The Assassin's Guild from Sakamoto days or something. Like, wait, it's
So
not real life.
It's the law of the Continental.
Yeah, I don't know. He watching John Wick, the Continental spinoff from now on Peacock or whatever channel that was on.
This is
Then I don't think so. But
Sakamoto
I do know
days.
like they train like officers to like dump the whole mag on people, like to air them out so that they don't walk around to try and like hurt people. So they just lose
Whole clip?
Yeah, they just go like until they just like lose you can't,
So they're
you can't
not
go into
standing.
details on
Right.
I'm already getting too detailed. I gotta in Minecraft in a video game. You're not supposed to.
Say, make
It's
sure
all
to
fictionalized,
not be on the
hypothetical
one train.
scenarios.
Hold on. So let me get to the last comments and then I'm way out of here for real. So make sure to not be on the one train at 4 in the moment. Weird lewd things are amok. Look, that was the report I did. We should have went on live to talk about that now. So, but that's two incidents now so far.
Yeah, we have some stories to come back with. Power 1000 says Puff is still in the news too. Yep, he's about trial has begun or something.
The Puff trials begun, or we gonna be on that?
The prelims,
The preliminaries.
Yes,
of Oil Master Flex.
That's right.
And yes, Power, I will be careful on the train. Now, unfortunately, there's a day next week where I gotta be at work super early. So y'all could, I don't know, pray for me with that one. You know what I'm saying?
Pray for Mojo.
Just look around. Anyway, y'all. Thank you. If you haven't liked, leave a like on the way out, and we will definitely see you next time with more crazy news as it happens. We'll keep our eye out for any. I mean, something crazy probably gonna happen tomorrow. So, but yeah, we'll definitely try to aim for a day next week to stream. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace out.